So, when last we left off, I think all of you were heading to go and get some wheel cakes. So I'm going to tell you the selections, and you're gonna no. You guys all have a wheel cake in your preferred flavor, and you're walking through Ironstone, the city, kind of like teetering above you. It's lively. It's late afternoon. Some shops are closing up, and some are only just opening. And you guys start heading in the direction of a throng of people who are all carrying empty wicker baskets or satchels with intent to purchase goods, wares, and services at the market. Now, the market today it moves around the city. There's not one distinct location, so as not to favor any Jesus Christ. So as not to favour any one specific trade or area. And today it is, interestingly enough, around that fountain in the centre of the city near the temple and library complex, which you guys frequent, the Keep of Words.
Isn't that where Sparks had her wobbly?
Had her wobbly. Oh yeah. Well, no, the wobbly phantom. The wobbly nothing phantom was in an alleyway near that area. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now you actually you pass the Golden Goose on the way, Bluey, and you do get a little moment of fear as you remember all of that. But you are mostly treated to an uneventful journey into town. A young girl, maybe about 10 or 12, comes over to you and stops you in your tracks. And she offers up a basket of flowers and says, "Penny for the flowers."
I can make things. Says to everyone kindly.
Oh, penny for the flowers.
I have 1 copper on me.
Is that all you have?
Is that I'm being supported otherwise, but on my person I have 1 copper. I think Sparks will be like, "So sorry, this is all I have right now. What can I get for this amount of copper?"
She looks down at the copper and passes you.
Isn't that all of your money?
There we go. A sprig of baby's breath.
Thank you very much.
Sparks also walks alongside you as we continue into the market. So I know that I'm not particularly good with it, but I know for a fact that you don't have any other money. And the fact that you spent it on baby's breath is not a very good decision.
Thank you, miss!
Because now that child is going to learn to take people's last coins from them. You've taught her a very bad life lesson.
I'm so happy that now I can afford a pint of ale.
See?
It's the only thing I've got that'll get me through this harsh, cold winter.
Oh, it's not even really cold.
She's basically a fire genasi.
I guess I'm wanting to focus on helping save the country. So I haven't exactly focused on earning a lot of money, which is why there's a lot of reliance on Loran.
Loran goes.
So how are you going to pay for food going?
Indentured servitude. Loran says
I'm
very
trying
briefly.
to help you, Sparks.
It's not that bad of a fate.
Ask Timmons.
Yeah. See, Timmons asked me a favour 15 years ago. He's still working that off.
What was the favour?
You don't want to...
How expensive was the favour?
Very.
Okay. How expensive have the favours been?
Natural 20 on the left side.
Oh, you saw the contract of employment. He's bullshitting. He's just a very good worker.
Your life.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
I am lying, but it's not beneath me to enslave my workers and pay them poor wages. I am a capitalist, after all.
Lamb. No.
Ah.
Persuasion check with Bluey's efforts as well.
This die is a 19 plus
Bluey, do you want to power in on this?
21. I'm not even doing work.
Persuade Loran to not be a capitalist?
Just give me what you say to assist Ulster. As obviously we know the roles.
He's like disappointing. Like,
I mean, I would always favour. Actually.
What are your political ideations?
I just kind of thought about how, okay, I don't think Sparks really understood what Melas is doing as like wealth hoarding, essentially. So, but she's realizing it now. I think it's always best to share what we have. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to share much other than my company and healing abilities.
Well,
sword.
let me think of it this way. Let me put it this way, right? Working for a charitable wage towards myself is sharing what you
I
have.
thought charity had to go to the less fortunate. Aren't you in like upper 1%?
He shuffles you into a corner, Ulster. This is not how money is made.
But if you exploit people, then you're going to start a circle of exploitation, and then you'll have bad business practices. And then you might end up on the cover of some political magazine.
This is the thing. First of all, I exploit one person at a time. I will let Timmins go, so nobody really knows. I also pay other people fair wages, like my crew and my sales. It's just people who work in my shop, because they're getting free lodging, they're getting free food, they're getting everything that I could provide. They look after, they live there when I'm not there.
When does he speak?
Well, I give him a little. I have a little nook.
You put him in a nook.
He can have access to the rest of the house, as long as he never sleeps in my bed. And
Your
washes
bedroom
his
takes
feet
up
before he
most
goes
of
back
his
in.
space.
Yes, but there are 3 levels. One is a maisonette.
Where does he go?
Into the nook, Ulster. How hard is this to
I haven't
understand?
seen the nook.
He pushes you away.
Ow.
Sparks. Consider a contract of employment with me if you ever need
Don't.
some cash. Don't do it. It's tenured.
Perhaps a fixed amount of time, but
We'll discuss it.
Okay. Sparks is like looking at her unarmored self and thinking, "Oh God, I hope this market has armor, and I also hope this market's armor is not too expensive."
Cool.
Because Loran would have to pay for it.
Also, could pay for you if you persuaded him. He's technically the richest person here.
Meanwhile, Astra is kind of like focusing on like their hands, and suddenly like there's like a sprig of baby's breath in there that like kind of like blooms out of this like twinkle of starlight.
See, you didn't have to pay.
I did it.
Oh wow! Oh my God!
Lauren looks over. What's that?
Flower?
Did what?
I made it. I've been
nice.
I've been watching Ulster make things, and I made it. And like,
congratulations.
Maybe
you could start a good business. That's a brilliant idea. Quick, a wicker basket. And he pilfers one from a local merchant with a wink and a smile, and he hands it to you. You guys make flowers and sell them for money. See? Good business.
I'm kind of against selling.
What is the point of having these abilities if you don't use them to make great strides in your wealth?
I'm not a capitalist.
Okay, that's so true.
My wealth is
oh
knowledge,
my God.
not so much coin.
Anyway, I have
Sparks.
a time and rattle, so anything you guys want, go wild.
Oh my god. Right, so you guys keep going into this market.
Laura has a little bit of a breakdown.
He's like, I do not understand your business practices. Now, the question I just need to ask is, did you guys bring Jaral, Kev, Ender, and Pikotaro with you?
Yes.
Yes.
All of them.
Definitely Jaral, at least. Because sanctuary and
Pico,
keeping an eye
on.
on.
No, I think we would leave Kev and Ender to watch Pico.
Okay.
But we have to bring Jaral, because I don't trust Jaral alone with anyone.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kev and Ender, extreme babysitting.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you guys get into the depths of the market, you do see a few interesting looking stalls. You see, obviously, the usual food, and you see drink sellers, cloth merchants, all of those sort of the like. You also see people with slightly more whimsical wares, magical items which like kind of twinkle in the light, of all different shapes and sizes. Though they tend to be more low-level enchantments, nothing too powerful, not to a common market. You also notice an increased presence of armored guards walking through the area, two abreast, so they are walking in twos, and just observing the crowd, looking, making sure of things. And then at the fountain, there is a huge commotion of people scrabbling to stand up on the podium sort of that surrounds it and yelling out to the crowds. And you hear a sort of big scrabble. Someone is pushed down into the water with a splash, and standing atop the fountain now, you hear a booming voice as a tall woman with long kind of curled hair in a dashing bright green, with a large kind of like ostentatious surcoat, calls out to the crowds, "Who amongst you are ready to take on the gauntlet, the challenge of your lives that will bring you untold wealth and riches?"
So that's us, right?
And she
Just Sparks and all put their hands up together at the front.
Okay, you guys rest your way to the front, and she sees, I see already a few of you volunteering. Fabulous. Well, for the rest of you cowards, take a look and travel down, for we still have space for a handful of teams to wet the crowds. And she laughs and she tosses out what appears to be a sleeve full of origami cranes that fly up into the air and then burst into these sheets of flies, which fall to the ground. You grab one. And
I jump up on Sparks so I can get it first. I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm. You grab one, and it says on the kind of like imprint, it's got a sort of caricaturish impression of the same woman's face, sort of in the bottom corner, and then sort of there is a crude map of a prayer which is drawn to resemble a 5-fingered hand with a gauntlet attached to it, and in the pad of each finger is a different arena, and this one circled in a big red circle is the grasses, which takes place just on the other side of the Green Sea, which is the forestry which separates Ironstone and the area of Eldralith's Watch.
That's where we're going.
Indeed.
On the other side of the Green Sea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also presents the flyer to everyone. Where we're going. Who's excited?
Jaral looks at it and says, "Yeah, you'll die.
No.
Mincemeat.
No.
They're all drugged up. You understand?
Yes, but you're going to help us, aren't you?
I would like to see this safe house that we've been mentioning." He looks around to Astra. "Safe house, please. You guys never know when I could strike.
You won't.
I could.
Because if you get us, then there's no one to protect you from Coral. Because I don't feel like you have that many friends.
He was my best friend.
That's a bit sad.
Wasn't he yours too?
Well, now I have new best friends, obviously.
Yeah, so do I. He puts his hand around Slia. Sorry, I killed you.
Again, guess you're gonna have to... Please don't try harder.
I won't. That's really funny.
Yeah, we could see where that conversation was going, and she stopped it and went, She makes him a flower, like a daisy. Here, in friendship. You can also eat it. That's... I didn't say it was going to taste good, but...
It needs sugar.
You're an odd one.
I'm sure there's sugar around here.
Look who's talking.
Yes, it feels good to say to someone else.
Yeah,
I think we're all a bit odd.
Around like no shit.
Right, what else do you want from the market then? We've got our flyer.
So, guys, what are you looking for? What would you like to purchase? And I will take you there.
Ever since it was bitten off, I would love some replacement armor.
Okay.
And I'd be very grateful to whoever would be able to pay for it for me.
Oh.
And I would be happy to offer a favor as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm already offering working for you, Moran, at a later date.
I also need some new armor, Sparks, so I will go with you.
You can wear armor?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I put the lightest piece upon me and I collapse on the floor.
Maybe I'm just stronger than you.
Maybe you are. Right. So, Bluey, you find a blacksmith heating up his bellows. A very odd thing to do in the middle of a market where he's supposed to be focusing on selling his wares. Sorry, no, maybe he's not heating up his bellows. And he has a couple of options for you.
Mm-hmm.
He appears to have a range of armors which are just standard if you want to replace your basic starting equipment, that are very cheap in terms of what they'll cost you. Then for far more expensive, the price jumps incredibly. There is armor of resistance, which can come in light, medium, or heavy. So any one of you guys could purchase this, as long as you can wear armor. And the sort of rarity of the armor, he explains, means that you're going to be paying the price approximate of 250 to 300 gold pieces, depending on how heavy the armor is.
Also puts his hand up.
Yes.
Do you have any mithril?
Mithril. He smiles. Let me just check. Looks through his
Mithril.
It's the only armor they really have in the palace.
Oh. Well, I don't think I've heard of mithril before.
Super light, super shimmery. So if you wear armor, usually it goes clank, 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 and is very noisy. But mithril is quite skin tight and light. It has the same amount of protection, which is always quite useful. So thought I'd check.
Well, and he says the mithril armor that we sell has, well, the purpose does in fact, yes, negate the various stealthing. It's rather uncommon. Let me just see, because from what I'm reading, it's not what I was expecting to read. Just one sec. I just want to check this on D&D Beyond.
What are you looking for?
Because...
Do you want to look at mine? I've got a vote.
Yeah, no, I've already written it. Sorry, I'm doing that. There we go. It didn't have the full table. It only has the description. So, he says, I can give you potentially a mithril breastplate.
You
Indeed.
don't have any half plate.
Half plate. You know what? I'm going to roll to see if he has half plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. He has. Oh, well, he has 3 pieces. I'll roll 3 times and I'll tell you what he has. He has a chain shirt. He has a breastplate because I already said that. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has something called ring mail. So he has 1 heavy and 2 medium pieces.
Wait, what is it?
The chain shirt or the breastplate?
Can I get the breastplate?
Yes, you can. That's going to be 150 gold pieces.
Oh, easy. Also, just flings it over.
Okay. Make sure you take that off of your
I will.
character sheet.
Easy.
Okay, chain shirt is different to chain mail, right?
Chain shirt is medium armor.
Hmm.
It'll give you a 13 plus your dexterity modifier. The ring mail is going to be a 14 AC. And that's the heavy one, if you want mithril armor. Or you can get the armor of resistance, which comes in light, medium, or heavy. And if you purchase it, we will roll to see what the resistance is.
Ah, okay. Right. I'm guessing because it's heavy, an armor of resistance would be 300 GP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, immediately puts his breastplate on. I am strong now.
Huzzah.
Try and hit me, Sparks. Try and hit me.
Like, considering
Sparks, it
I'll-
seems to be plate. This one, so it is heavy armor and with an AC of 18.
Oof.
Oh my god! Are you telling me I could, with a shield, have 20 AC?
You could, yes.
Cool.
What the hell? What the hell? That's so much.
4, 6.
That's so much, guys.
He also has. Okay, I'm just going to roll 3 times like I did before for the other one. I think that's also fair to give you guys options. 2, 4, 6, 8. Ulster, just so you know, he has half plate armor of resistance, but you will learn what the resistance is after you purchase it if you want it.
Can I wear 2 types of armor or no?
I don't think you can.
Do they have any gauntlets of resistance?
I'll get to gauntlets in a second. They have 1 pair of gauntlets.
Oh.
I will keep an eye out for those.
We take 1 hand each.
Yeah. Also, it's
Even
poking around
less.
the small pieces of armor. He doesn't seem particularly interested in the full suits. Mainly because they weigh more than him. So.
Right, okay.
Wouldn't be practical.
Guys, is it worth it? Sparks having 20 AC? Well, that's pretty good, right?
If you could
But is it
afford
worth it? Well, I can't afford it, but can you?
You're going to be indebted to either me or to Ulster. Choose your character.
Debtor.
I need to start pulling out diamonds if you really want to buy things, and I don't actually have like an infinite amount of those. So
Loran leans in. What do you say? Oh, I got scared by some dust on my desk. I thought it was a spider.
Okay, so
That sounds good. Then let's make a deal.
The one that isn't 300 gold pieces and 18 armor class.
I think you should get that.
How
It's
much was
100.
that one?
Was it 150?
Yeah, but I think you should get 8.
It's 150. But it is the armor class for that is quite a bit lower, just so you're aware. The armor class for that one was 14 standard.
We need to beef you up because in a fight.
So your armor would be
you're gonna
16.
Be at the front, so
yeah.
And then you have the same AC as me. You look down a little stuff.
Sorry, if I got the one that took me to 14, is it taking me to 14 because it's like 12 plus my dex? Or is it 14 on its own and then I plus my dex?
No. It's for the heavy armors.
14
You
flat.
get a standard flat number. For medium and below, you get to add things. For these ones, it's standard. Obviously,
Okay.
it's different if you have a magical benefit or if you have a shield. Gosh. I know this is really stupid. I just really like this part of D&D. It's like, it feels like I'm getting my avatar all set up. That's why I wanted to do the music.
It's very fun.
I think like Sparks is like looking carefully at the 150 gold piece one, and is going, I'm not sure this would actually afford me more protection.
Get the big one.
Ulster, how would you like to be repaid?
Oh, I was going to say Loran has the money. I only have diamonds, which isn't actually really currency. So how about you ask Loran, and then I can give Loran a diamond again.
Okay. Loran. To add to my pile.
I need a bouncer for my shop. I'm having too much riffraff in here.
Okay.
Starting salaries for my establishment is usually 10 gold a month. Most peasants don't see 10 copper in their lives or stuff. 10 gold a month with lodging. As you will not be getting lodging, as I assume you'll be adventuring around prayer, I'm happy to make that 20.
How can I be a bouncer if I'm adventuring?
You're his bouncer.
Ulster?
Yeah.
Look at
I'm a
me.
bouncer for you.
Am I wearing armour?
No, you need to look after him.
Bluey, look at me. And don't take too long of a look. Am I wearing armour?
Unless it's invisible.
I am sponsoring you to stop me from getting skewered on these journeys, these adventures of ours. As incredibly powerful an enchanter as I am, this is too much for me.
I'll also help for free.
Of course you will. I also feel like it would be bad practices if I were to employ you.
Yeah.
I think Sparks would like take a sword out and be like, and put it on the, like have two hands on the hilt and be like, Miranda Hain, I promise to keep you from being skewered for as long as is acceptable for paying back the debt, and then plus some time because coming to know you, you're not a bad fellow.
I am so pleased and totally agree with everything you said. Who's got the highest perception of here? Is it Ulster and Sleer? Yeah.
Not me.
Not you.
Not you.
Not anymore.
Passive is
For
14.
those passive is
14, sorry.
14 and Ulster
15.
it's 15. Okay, Sleer and Ulster, you notice that when Bluey says you're a good person to Loran, he smiles, but when he turns away to the natural camera where you can't see, he's like,
Also goes up and gives him a kiss on the cheek. There. It's okay.
armor. And
Heavy, please.
heavy
The
armor.
one
Right.
resistance.
Big
I
armor.
wonder
This
what
is a very
resistance
important
on that.
roll. Okay.
Yes. Oh boy. What
You're going to roll me a
dice?
d10.
D10.
And you're going to tell me what the number is.
Okay.
If I tell you to roll again, don't ask questions.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming if I'm asked to roll again,
I
it
know.
might be.
We got a shit one.
Emma,
Smiles.
you may say no comment to this, but if it happens to land on lightning, am I allowed to pass that one up?
There are two on here, which if you get, I will make you re-roll. One is lightning, the other is radiant. For
Okay.
obvious reasons.
How's a 1?
Acid.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Hang on. That's the other campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
Oh my god, wait. Bluey, you get this weird sense of deja vu.
Whoa.
Whoa. I've been here before.
I have been in this place before.
You can look for some gauntlets. There is one pair of gauntlets and one pair of
God.
boots that I said earlier, okay? I didn't say about the boots.
He points at both of them.
Okay, so The gauntlets, he looks at you and he says, they could be useful. I just wonder whether they are suitable for what you would kind of want.
No, if I don't want them, I'll buy them for someone else.
These are the gauntlets of ogre power. Your strength score when you wear these gauntlets becomes 19.
Oh.
And
Jar,
if
do you
you
want some gauntlets?
Drow looks down at them, yes.
Cool. We'll get those. And what's the other one? The boots?
Wow, boots in D&D. I wonder what they could be. I'll tell you what they are in a second.
Big list or something.
They're the boots of no blisters.
No blister boots.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
that's kind of magic I would use if magic was real. Like that.
mm.
Okay,
Magic is real, but just not this kind of magic.
it is real.
That's because boots that don't give you blisters really.
The boots of elven kind.
What do they do?
While you wear these boots, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you're moving across. You also have advantage on dexterity checks that rely on moving silently.
Looks at Drob. You don't need those.
Mm-mm.
Looks at Astra. Would you like them?
Astra does look a little bit excited, like there's like a little bit of like tail wagging going on.
Okay, come here. How much for those two?
Boots, look, you know these are second-hand, right? I've been wearing them, just so you're aware.
So free?
Absolutely not, 50 gold.
Okay, and the other one?
Oh, the gauntlets are... Ooh, what are those? Those are pretty.
Also,
Maybe
at
I'll
the
have
mention
to-
of like them being like worn before, there's like a little like twinkle of like starlight magic, and they are very clean boots now.
75 gold.
Okay, also.
Oh, wait, sorry, I thought you were upping the price. Oh,
Turns to Loran. I'll give you a diamond if you could pay for this. The diamond's worth
Can I
gold.
pick the diamond?
Yeah, of course.
Open up your rattle.
He pulls it out.
Loran sifts through and picks out one
know
very
how much
quickly and
they're
doesn't... I don't want you to know. Don't worry. Picks out one and puts it in his pocket.
Okay.
Perfect. Right, so gauntlets of ogre power. You may now add those to your
That's wrong.
Joel may now add those to him.
Okay, enjoy your presents.
And then Sleer, you get boots of elven kind.
And I will be paying you back, Loran, at some point. Or Ulster, which one of you am I returning the...
No, don't pay either of us back.
He sprays a room spray.
I will work in your shop for a bit.
Can I just say, the diamond's worth a lot more than what he paid. So technically you don't pay anything back.
That's fair. I was just working out of enjoyment of being around so much magic.
You could volunteer.
Fair enough. Volunteering.
Her volunteering looks very good on the CV. What is a CV name?
It's a charisma voucher.
Oh.
Yeah. You
Can
you
I-
you sort of write a letter about why you should do something, and then yeah, they'll do it.
Okay.
can I ask Emma, what is the exact name of Sparks?
Armor of resistance. Armor of resistance.
Armor of
You got-
acid resistance?
Sorry.
Armor of acid resistance,
Yeah,
chainmail? Or is it all breastplate?
I'll tell you. Give me 2
Oh,
seconds.
sorry. Chainmail?
It is
Heavy
plate.
Oh, that's medium.
There should just be an option for plate.
Plate.
I'm going to click on it.
Yeah, plate, but that's medium. Armor of...
Okay, then do this instead. Put the chainmail on, or the breastplate on, and put the chainmail on, and then just override the AC to 18.
Okay. Oh yes. No, sorry. I see plate. Armor of acid resistance plate.
There you go.
Okay. There it is.
We're all set for battle.
All right.
Ryan, you'll be staying at the back.
I indeed will. In fact, I'm going to just quickly run off and grab myself a couple of things.
Okay.
Indeed. Why don't you all see to some lunch?
Sounds good.
Okay. So you
Now that
guys...
Drell's not out there stabbing people, I feel a lot safer.
Indeed. Loran wanders off to the edge of the markets by himself, whilst you guys head deeper in to find some food. Super yummy. Now, someone else has jumped up to the pedestal at the moment and is being booed down, but you catch in the distance as he's speaking. I saw them with my own eyes, coming back from the grave. Why won't you believe me?
I should probably listen to him every time.
And then you just hear someone from the crowd, come on, old man, no one wants to hear your ramblings here.
Nice. Also, I will jump up on the stage with him.
You have to make me a strength check to get up on the stage, because so many people are trying to get up there. 15.
Is there a way
You can try and assist?
No, you could just throw me.
Yeah. Well, gently throw you.
You could
If I may.
Yeah, you could shot me.
Bluey, make it a strength check, and then we'll use that as an advantage, and we can describe it with flair.
Don't put me.
Oh.
Gently.
Oh, Lord. It's just a 6. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I got 15.
Bluey actually falls down.
I will use you as a stepping stone.
And yeah, you can use
My new
her as
armor.
stepping stone.
My armor that I'm getting used to.
Exactly.
Didn't load properly. I'm sorry, Ulster.
That's okay. He starts jumping on you and then leaps. Whee!
Okay. You jump up beside the man. He appears to be about 4 foot tall, but hunched over is just missing that number. Halfling, very thick, wiry, curly hair that's long, and he's clasped it behind his neck. Sort of like well-kept beard, but he looks to be exhausted, as if he's been running for miles. My wife, I saw it with my own eyes. And you look him in the eyes, and they're quite milky, as if one of them is blind.
You talking about the zombies?
He looks up at you and he says, "You believe me then?
Oh yes, I've seen them.
You've seen them.
Yeah.
And you've lived."
Yeah.
He clasps your hand. "You don't know how far I've come to deliver this message."
Mm-hmm. He looks around. Why does nobody believe you? You're horrid.
You get more boos, and someone throws a tomato at you. It splats you on the chest. It tastes a bit rotten.
No.
Probably try and grow that better. If it was harder, then it would actually hurt more when you hit me.
A potato comes flying, and you just make me a dexterity saving throw.
7.
7, potato, 9. Bonk.
That's a better choice. Actually, though, I don't know why you're all throwing produce. You should probably be saving that, because there are zombies and you might get run out of town. So you should probably start hoarding it and have an escape plan.
A woman sort of yells out from the crowd. Why should we believe you?
Because why would we lie?
There have been a fair few who want to cause disruption in this city.
Well,
I haven't seen it.
Do you have to see everything to believe it?
There's a murmur across the crowds. Another person steps forward and says, "You don't know who he is, do you?"
Who?
Points to the man beside you.
Who are you?
But the man opens his mouth and stutters and says, "He's a stark raving loony.
Oh,
Just a week ago, he said he found some magic powder that went exploding everywhere.
I've heard of that.
And guess what? Nothing. Nothing to show for it."
Well, if it exploded, there would be nothing to show for it. Got to put the pieces together.
Another potato comes flying, but you dodge at this one.
Really?
And he says, I'm not lying! I'm not lying!
Do we have any clerics in the crowd?
Any clerics in the crowd?
Do you have any geeks and gamers in the crowd?
I think Astra will just kind of like, while being very like heavily cloaked, will kind of use thaumaturgy to like project like somebody else's voice saying, "Even a broken clock works twice a day."
Well, if anyone can perform a zone of truth, or if anyone has anything unlike that, you'd be able to very easily tell if he was lying.
There's a murmur across the crowd, and you can see a commotion. And also, make me a persuasion check.
Can it be with advantage with the clerical help?
No, right. That was very hot. 15 and a 5, so 17.
17. Okay. With 17, you hear amongst the crowds, I mean, there wasn't. There were rumours of an explosion. But no one got close enough to see. Yeah, but don't you remember? That's the explosion that started collapsing the mines. All of that chaos that he's raving about is his fault. So of course he's freaked out about it. He's got a guilty conscience.
Anyone who could perform a zone of truth, or you're all incompetent, except for potatoes.
The one thing I'm going to say just before we, your persuasion was for multiple things, not just for finding a cleric who can perform a zone of truth, because that is also quite powerful and a little bit far between. You'd be probably like looking to go into the temple for that. But amongst the crowd, you do hear whispers of growing alarm, and a few people start shouldering their way out of the crowd and like sort of like pushing people aside, which causes more aggression than is already naturally here due to the fact that this is where people come to cry about their events and issues and such important information of the day. And the one thing I'll say is you feel a touch on your shoulder, Ulster, and Slia, you also feel a touch on yours, and kind of both of you turning. Ulster, you see a tall woman in a long kind of cloak, which you know resembles the cloak of the temple, not too far from you. She was wearing a cuirass, which sort of resembles, has like an intricate design of Bahamut and Tiamat sort of entwined on it. And then Astra, behind you, you feel someone squeezing your hand, and you turn and you see Mayan is with you in the crowd. And she just pulls you and says, come with me. And then also, the woman behind you says, my dear, I've heard your cries, the uproar. Would you mind if I speak with you?
On stage?
Not on stage.
Well, if we can take the old man with us, I feel like another potato might.
Precisely. Sparks?
Does
You feel a
Sparks
hand in your
see...
shoulder.
Oh, right, okay.
You feel a cold kind of like touch gripping your shoulder very tightly, and you turn around and there's no one there.
Yeah. Great.
What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, does Sparks notice either Mayan go up to Astra or this two-dragon design person going up to
You see,
Ulster?
I think you would see both. Ulster's, because you're right near where Astra is, and you're right near, you can see the stage, you can see the woman kind of get up onto it. And kind of, you can choose, really, where you go.
Gerald needs supervision.
I will say that Astra is probably with next to Troll.
Right next to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supervision.
If Sparks notices the two dragons, I think that would probably pique her interest.
Okay.
But would probably. So if it looks like this woman's taking Ulster aside somewhere, I think at the very least she'd want to keep an eye on him as much as possible. Yeah.
He's caught the potato that hit him in the head, and he's now just chucking it up and down.
So I'm looking out for the potato that's.
Yeah. You're looking out for the table. The potato. I said table.
But I love that cold shoulder. That's great. The feeling of nothing there.
Oh, yes.
Don't you love it when that happened to you?
Oh, I loved it. Okay, cool.
Spark is out of spells. I hope
Also, you are pulled off the stage, and Bluey quickly catches up with you.
Okay. Sorry, Sparks.
Sparks, excuse me. Quickly catches up with you.
Who says that in game? Wasn't.
I know.
Yeah.
And for you, Slia, you and Joral are pulled back, and Mayan says, I'm a little worried about that crowd getting too anxious. Perhaps we should follow in secret, just in case they need help. And looks over at Ulster and Sparks.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, can you make me a stealth check, please?
Yeah. With your new booties.
Your new booties.
With a 19 for a dirty 20. I would love to.
Amazing. So Mayan taps her chest and goes invisible. Joral melts into the shadows, but you still feel his presence with your very high stealth roll. You guys can still keep an eye on each other. And you move quietly through the crowd, expertly avoiding all the different people. And Ulster, you look back over your shoulder, and with your passive perception, even as you're kind of just making sure that you're not being followed or no one's about, you can't see the others.
They're probably fine.
The individual leads you sort of out of the main thoroughfare. Only a couple more things catch your attention before you fully leave the markets. One is a beautifully dressed man who gets up onto the platform to sort of help dispel the crowd's concern by playing a jaunty tune and exalting the festival that will be happening that evening. Post in this area after the markets.
Cool. I will message around with my little stone saying we're leaving.
Okay. The other thing you notice is, whilst this does help, the unrest doesn't fully dissipate. In fact, a few stalls where there are wares for sale in terms of weaponry get a couple of visitors, more so than they usually would. You imagine, based on their size.
Somebody.
She actually leads you up the steps of the temple, and she says, don't worry if you don't have a library card. And pulls the door open for you.
I do have one, but thank you. He walks in.
And Slia, Joral, you guys manage to just swoop in at the very, very end of the door closing and follow. I'm just going to assume you're following. The library is not too busy, but it's busy enough that you can melt into the background and that your conversation doesn't seem out of place. She takes you to a kind of like enclosed bookshelf area, and she says, "This will do."
You're going to kill us.
No. She's been wearing a kind of cloak hood, and she pulls it down, and she says, "I'm sorry about the deception earlier, or I suppose pulling you away without explaining my situation.
Who are you?
My name is Anna.
You sound like Ender.
You know my son, I am aware.
Yes, he recently had brain surgery, but I hear he's recovering well.
Well,
She
I
seems
actually have a
remarkably
lot of
surprised
time
by that.
He's always been a little bit, quirky.
Exactly what my parents say about me.
She says, I actually have a lot to thank you for. Nods your head specifically. It was thanks to you that we weren't in Eldralith when everything went pear-shaped.
Uh-oh. We're here to confirm that there are zombies in Eldralith too.
I don't know. There is only one person I think who can answer that. And I have a feeling he might be from my son's reports in Loran's shop.
Who?
Loran Dehane.
I don't know who we were talking about in the Rand's shop. I know who Loran is.
The prince.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, am I not supposed to say that? I mean, maybe.
She nods, she shakes her head. No, it's a relief to know that he is there and safe. But that means that he can confirm what this man is saying, correct?
We've put out lots of missives, but maybe they haven't disseminated yet.
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to put it to you in a way I think you'll understand.
Mhm.
There are people who are willing to hide the truth in order to protect the common order of society. Like hiding the existence of dangerous monsters and zombies in order to make sure the markets, the games, the festivals can still go ahead.
Well, it seems like a remarkably poor idea.
Especially when the majority of the ruling class, particularly the side which favors Bahamut, is trapped in the castle. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Oh, okay, well, sort of. Maybe keep going.
Just so you know, Slia and Dral, you guys are watching this from probably behind one of the bookshelves. And Slia, can you make me a passive perception, please? Oh, excuse me, a perception check, please.
And Emma.
Ooh.
Sparks B. Sorry.
You're there. You're all there.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're literally all in the same room. She
Yeah.
brought you
Hello.
all there together.
Hello, Anna. It's nice to meet you. My name's Blue Sparks. She would have said that earlier.
She laughs and squeezes your shoulder and says, I've heard a lot about you guys, and I really... Honestly, I was concerned at first, considering the fact that you supposedly abandoned my son.
No.
But then I realized everything was fine, so it's all right.
He's in the shop too.
But yeah, I
Rest.
do think that's a safer place than just out and about.
Perception was 22.
Perfect. With a 22, you notice a librarian shelving books, and they are not necessarily lingering, but something seems kind of wrong about the situation. When you look at the location of the books that they're shelving, it should be sort of religious texts, but the books that they're putting here are more like fiction and, you know, pulpy, and that she just seems to be just putting the books on indiscriminately in no particular order, and then taking other books off and then just putting them back on the shelves in repeated motion.
Can Astra either like indicate to Mayan or Jaral like that librarian is sus and potentially a problem?
Jaral pulls out a dagger. And slowly drops off the shelf.
Questioning, maybe.
Flips the dagger. You guys hear, everyone hears a crumple and a slight yelp.
Oh.
Like, did he hit them with the butt of the
blunt?
Okay, right.
Can I check the librarian?
You guys, Anna goes, oh no, and she like shields you guys behind her and peeks out and she says, oh.
I crawl under her arm and towards the librarian. Hello, poke poke.
You see Jarrell leaning over with like a knife in his hand, and Sleer and Mayan like peeking over the head, the side of one of the bookshelves.
I push Jarrell away and check on the librarian.
Unconscious.
Do I recognize anything about her?
You do.
Who is she?
She has a caramel-coloured complexion, light sort of brown hair. You get the impression she would be annoying.
Is it Clara Cerveros?
It is Clara Cerveros.
Carry on, Jarrell.
Sparks would also recognize.
Yeah. Jarrell starts pulling her away from under her arms.
I mean,
she's not done anything. You've not even spoken to her in this game, haven't you?
Stop her. She seems very annoying.
Let me take care of her until she wakes up.
Okay.
She was eavesdropping.
Yeah.
I ain't dropping no eavesdropping.
A little ways from here. How about that? Still in the library. I can gently place her somewhere.
Horace is in Ryan's shop. If she was eavesdropping.
I just thought it might be useful to interrogate her, potentially.
He's not there.
Where did Ryan go?
He's not there, sorry. Sleer, can you repeat that?
I just thought it might be useful to interrogate her, potentially. See what she overheard. Maybe make her forget what she overheard.
Jarrell opens his bag of holding and starts pushing her inside.
Yeah, that seems good.
10 minutes, and then she'll die.
Well, this has been very eventful. He turns back to Anna. Would you like to go see your son?
There was so much more I needed to say, but I think it's best we leave, just in case. I thought this was a safe place.
Obviously not. You obviously picked a really poor place to disclose this information.
Mayan says, if we leave here with a missing... Someone sees us leave here, and one of the things goes... The librarians goes missing. That's not going to be good.
Oh, they could have just stepped out on coffee break.
Does she have an Irish accent? I can't remember. I need to start writing this stuff down.
I think so.
That's not going to be good. No, it's not going to be good. We'll just have it be vaguely ambiguous. We can go in the tunnels.
I don't like the tunnels.
We have interrogation rooms down there and places we can hold her.
Maybe you can go down there. I don't.
I'm just worried about your well-being, but you don't have to.
Also, takes Clara and hands her to me. There you go.
Okay. Clara's in the bag. You hand the bag.
Takes the bag. Gives it to him. Why don't you just take her in the tunnels? Because last time we went in the tunnels, there was a big monster that tried to eat us.
Anna says,
Wasn't it?
That sounds horrible.
It was horrible.
If the tunnels aren't safe, do you suggest another location we can go to talk?
We're going to the head shop, aren't we?
Alright, let's go. Speed back. Mayan disappears off with Clara, unless anybody stops her.
Nope.
Okay. Does anybody want to go with Mayan?
Nope. I don't want to go back in the tunnel.
Sparks, if you want to go.
That's...
Yeah, I see. Obviously.
Maybe in case Clara wakes up and she needs to see a familiar face.
Okay.
But Sparks, if you go in the tunnel and there's a monster and it eats you.
But I've got ding ding. I've got armor now.
Suppose you would be a bit of a mouthful. Alright, anyway.
Thank you. You enjoy.
It's very dark, grimdark and yeah.
Indeed.
I wish we could just have fun.
Sorry, guys. So you guys leave. Clara goes into the tunnels with Mayan, along with Astra. Not Astra, excuse me, Sparks. And Astra, as you leave with the others, kind of subtly making your way out, on that shelf of religious texts, you see a book which piques your interest. And the book is The Known Deities of the Known World. And you feel strangely drawn to it. Though for what, it's a bit hard to say.
Astra, I do believe, will... I'm just gonna check this book out real quick. And Astra also takes, like, the books that don't belong on that shelf and goes and returns them to, like just like a dispensing tray so that they can find where they're supposed to go. Because them being on the wrong shelf would have absolutely bothered her.
Yeah, I had a feeling it would. So you guys make it back, after doing all your little business, make it back to Loran's shop. Loran says, he sends a message and he just says that he's going to pick up some food so that you guys can interrogate / converse without needing to worry about eating, because he assumes you didn't get lunch.
We're very responsible.
We could divide it by...
A potato and a rotten tomato. One raw potato, thanks.
Can I get some boil it? Mash it.
Skin stew. You guys get back, and Ender peeks his head out the back and goes, "Mom!" and scurries forward and gives her a big cuddle, and she hugs him back and just says, "Quick, to the back, if you don't mind." And heads through. And when she sees Pico Taro, she says, "You are safe. Good." And he smiles at her and says, "And I'm glad to see you are as well. I've never been more thankful that I've sent someone away from the capital." And you all sit down together.
I will try and make a stew with a single.
You all sit around the kitchen table whilst Ulster boils a potato and starts putting indiscriminate ingredients into a pot.
Wow, can't you wait for my cooking, Pico?
So excited. And Anna says, "This man," and she points to Harold Hesterbrand, who is here with you all now. Yeah, what would you think? She's going to just leave him alive?
Harold Hesterbrand.
Oh shit, you did not know who that was?
No.
Did none of you realise that was him?
Closer and it's like,
Me raising my hand emphatically, I remembered that was Harold Hesterbrand.
Nice, slay.
Wait, we'll step a bit closer. Cousin?
He looks up at you. "Are you my cousin?"
Yeah, through the Winterbrand.
Oh.
I don't see a family resemblance, therefore we can pretend not to know each other for your first potato stew. Kin of mine.
I potentially can make something. And Astra is going to conjure 10 kind of wonky looking blackberries, similar to Ulster's style of making berries, as she casts Goodberry for the...
with one potato.
Just on the middle of the table, she's gonna cast Goodberry and make 10 wonky looking blackberries, and
nice.
It should provide sustenance for an entire day, as well as heal 1 HP.
What about my potato stew?
I'll have your potato stew. You hear a magnanimous voice.
Testing it out to see if it was a workable thing.
Fine, Duran will have the potato stew.
Duran enters and says, "Why are there so many goddamn people in my house? Wouldn't Ulster's residence be a better place for a meeting of this size?" As he sees there is not 4, not 5, but no less than 7 NPCs all in one room at once.
Good point. Everyone, tonight you're not welcome here. Go sleep in my house.
Okay. Ender says. Ender, Kev, Jural, Harold Hesterbrand, Anna Rashun, Pico Taro, Kev. Okay, so I'm going to be all these people today.
It's just not enough room for all of you.
There really isn't. I understand. Thank you for your kindness. But
Ulster puts the potato stew on the table and slides it to Loran.
Lauren takes one. Anna also takes one. Hi, Anna.
Loran.
Anna Oshun says,
There seems to be a lot more trio in it than you remember there.
Anna Oshun says, now that I have confirmed that he is in fact alive, I am certain. This is the Temple of Tiamat's doing.
Mm.
It hurts me to say it because I have been a member my whole life, but
Why would you follow a dragon that wants to eat everyone?
I'm a wizard.
So?
She looks over at Loran. I'm a wizard. Loran says, it does make sense.
Why?
Don't ask too many questions.
I don't understand you.
You're not like me.
Astra writing notes. Wizards follow Tiamat. Question. Yeah.
No, he jokes and he just...
Why are you so much orange, Loran?
Anna, absolutely not. Anna says, no, I will explain because you guys seem to all be getting the wrong end of the stick and this is D&D. In Eldrelith, kind of do have to pick a side. Or both, which is fine. Or was fine. My parents were more on the Tiamat side of things in hopes of following their dreams of creation, innovation. That's what she's come to mean here. And wizards are inventors, really. So innovation's kind of our thing. So some of the wizards I know choose to follow Tiamat. Also big fireballs. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fireballs.
So now you've established that Pico's alive. Sorry, Chorus. What are you going to do with that?
I'm not a strategist.
Are you just going to stay with us now? We collected you.
No, don't worry. But I do know a fair few people. My husband, he was the chief arcanist.
Didn't Ender say his dad was dead?
Was the chief arcanist. In Eldrelith. He died
Ender starts crying.
and looks a bit sad, yeah. Though I will say
Cheer up, Dad's on to that.
he passed away quite some time before this took place. It's about a year ago now, and actually this has been going on only very recently, the last few months.
Do you think his death precipitated?
Indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of coup, disruption of power, all of that going on. But that's not super important. What's important is figuring out how we're going to solve it and what we're going to do to get the country back on track.
Well, we're going to fight in the gauntlet.
Interesting. Why is that?
Draw, where was that again?
Why is that? Why?
What?
Why? She said why, not where.
Yeah, why is that again?
Jarrell? He's like,
Because you said they were going to hit the gauntlet with some...
oh, right. I thought you meant about your cat. No. Because they're going to hit it with a potion.
It's like a hot spot.
Indeed.
So we're gonna get there. And then we're gonna go... I don't remember.
Loran says we're going to go there. And then we're going to go for a little vacay.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
That sounds good.
Anna says, wait, but this is no time for a vacay.
This is time for a vacay. Every day is a vacay.
Oh, okay. What I was hoping for was a bit more of an account of what you guys have been through and to understand the extent of this, because I've tried to make contact with clerics in areas which I know and trust, and I haven't heard anything back.
Probably all zombies now.
She looks sick and then looks over at Harold Hesterbrand. What do you know? And Harold says, well, I know. Also, I know this is not what he was like. This is intentional, just so you're aware. Harold Hesperan says, well, I know for a fact that my powder reserves did blow up. I'm not insane. And may have potentially collapsed a mine shaft. But that is not the reason why all of this started. It's not my fault.
No, I don't really see how an explosion could cause a zombie outbreak.
Nope.
We've already established it's partially Cool's fault. So.
Anna says,
And the
Cool.
well's being poisoned.
what?
The water supplies
yes.
are poisoned.
Jesus Christ, who is that?
Do you know who Cool is?
I do.
Yeah, he's been orchestrating some nasty drugs that are making people go.
Okay.
And sometimes, ooh, that's what they sound like.
Spock starts laughing. She has a bit of more of a resolute expression, and she says, if the gauntlet is going to be a hotbed for the spread,
Bloodbath.
a bloodbath, but more than that, ground zero for the spread of whatever's happening with this, did you say potion, Iker? Drug?
Potion.
In the
Is it
south?
injectable?
In the south?
We'll find out.
Then I implore you, please stop it.
We're trying.
Thank you. And if after all of that you're still ready and willing, perhaps we can take what you've seen and what you've learned from the gauntlet, and we can go to Eldralith and try and stop this, whatever is happening there.
We'll think about it.
If I'm being completely honest, you aren't my first choice. None of you.
That's very rude.
There are... If we can't trust the people of Tiamat, who make up the majority of the high-ranking clerics and paladins in the south at the moment, and if we can't get anything from the Temple of Bahamut in the north, then
It's us.
unfortunately the rest of the clerics are in the capital, along with God knows how many other civilians. You actually might be our best hope. I mean, look, and she just points to the table. There aren't many people who can make things out of nothing.
It's actually not out of nothing. There's a very fine side to it, but
She smiles. I don't doubt that. And I know, just from seeing this shop, that I'm sure you could provide magics, and you snuck around unseen. And she points to Sleer and Dural. And if your friend is truly a friend of Bahamut, then perhaps they could also provide a beacon of hope and healing.
perhaps.
I don't want to force you to do something that you're uncomfortable with, but I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that you are probably some of the most talented people that I know in this area. The people in the library, for all we know, they could be in Tiamat's pocket.
Well, the Thieves Guild already is.
How do you know that?
Secrets are my domain.
She nods. You'd fit right in the capital. Okay. Right. Understood? You guys, when I saw you, you gave me hope out there. And if we can just get to the capital, if we can just find the survivors, I think they could help us.
I think it'll be fine. I think it will work out perfectly fine. I'm going to make everyone some nice calming tea. And then maybe, because we can't do anything today, we could just sit for a little bit and drink our tea, and then later we.
Loran shakes his head and says, "Ulster,
Yeah.
aren't you forgetting we have a prior engagement?"
Oh yes, we're going to go to the festival and have fun. But if you guys want to keep talking about this, that's fine. But I'm going to make everyone calming tea. He goes back into the kitchen. Don't ask what's in it.
Anna looks a little bit sad as you leave, and then squeezes Ender's hand.
Astra's working on continuing on a crochet project.
We've only just met, but you guys are the only light that I can see right now. When he, she nods at Ulster, stood up there to defend him, just some guy. She pats Harold on the back. I just had a feeling. And you look trustworthy. And she gives you a wink, Slayer.
Not Rob.
Definitely not you.
You look mean.
She stands up and she says, "Give me the address of this location you want us to stay in. I don't want to bring you any more danger to your door."
A hand just pops out of the kitchen. It's got a little note with Ulster's address on it. There you go.
Oh, okay.
He flicks it in her direction. Catch.
And as she passes Loran, she just says, "I would love to talk to you about some of your items. They truly masterfully made." And he smiles and gives her a curt nod and escorts her out of the shop.
I'm going to come back in with tea for everyone.
Everybody except Pico and Kev leave without much issue. Kev kind of lingers at the door and looks at you two and just says,
So I put the tea in bamboo to go cups.
he just says to you, Sleer and Ulster, I don't feel like I should leave you.
Well, you'll be much more comfortable in my manor house.
I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be useful.
But you will be useful over there, away from this place.
He looks over at Astra. Is there anything I can do?
I
Astra?
think that... sorry, she was thinking. I think that serving your prince in whatever manner he suggests is probably for the best.
I know, but... meaning no disrespect to you. This seems like it's so much bigger than princes and royals now.
It certainly is, and I think we're attempting to manage that stress because it is a heavy load that has been placed upon us.
Chorus steps forward and just says, I know what we can do. And it is something I think that you can help me with, Kev. We can establish a court of trusted individuals here who we can rely on to get the message out and keep people safe.
Good idea.
I trust all of you, Bluey included, obviously, even though she is currently on guard watch. I trust all of you with this. And I will come with you if you ask it of me.
Oh no, you really shouldn't, because if anyone snatches that necklace off you, that would be bad. Then we have to get Gerald to pretend to be you for forever. I don't think Gerald would like that. Nor would you be particularly good at rolling, Gerald. No offense.
He doesn't look at you. Pico just says, I will work on this, and I will keep you informed. I only ask you to let me know your movements as best you can.
Oh yes.
Without obviously giving anything away.
Also, maybe getting someone on purifying the wells could be very good.
That is something we can do.
Didn't we send the missives to the temples? We wrote all of them.
The temples we have done. My only concern is that if any of them are in Tiamat's pocket or have already been corrupted, there may be issues.
Then maybe you should start boiling seawater.
I'll speak to Bluey before we leave properly. She may have some information.
Speaking of, also comes up behind Astra and Doral and slowly pushes them out the door. You're not staying here tonight either. I'll get Sparks later.
Fine.
Yeah.
Droll leans over and whispers into Astra's ear, "They're going to have sex."
I think that genuinely makes Astra just like hands cover face, but you can hear just laughter. Just quiet shaking laughter. Fine, Droll. Let's either go find a safe house or
Well, you can come to the festival. You just can't come back here.
We'll find outfits.
That could be very fun. Okay.
So, all of the NPCs leave.
Also,
Kev gives you the biggest hug ever. He's just giving you all of the touch-starved affection you've been missing over the last however many years.
Okay, Kev.
And he lets go. And he just holds your face and just says,
"Oh, this is a lot of face touching. I'm not really comfortable with that."
He holds your
shoulders.
shoulders. Yeah, he holds your shoulders and says, "Sorry." And says into you in massage, "You are the king I was born to follow."
Well, that's very sweet. Tonight, though, I am just Ulster, and we're going to go and get really...
And you're the friend I always wanted.
I really appreciate you.
I love you.
Wow. That's a big thing to say.
So much. Okay, I'm going. And he goes.
Have a good night.
Okay, you guys will leave.
Have a little tea break.
Do you want to go pour some tea? I'm just going to switch perspectives.
Okay, I'm just very sweaty.
For sure. Could we have some tea? Iced tea.
Rather
Okay.
than a tea break, could we take a lunch break fairly soon?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I'm going to move over to Sparks. Sparks, you follow Mayan down into the tunnels. You've not been from this direction before, but you are interested to see that it keeps some of that architecture of the library the further down it goes, which tells you that this was actually built into the original structure. It wasn't just added in by the Thieves Guild later. And Mayan says to you, "Thank you for coming down with me. I actually don't like being alone too much these days."
That sounds rough since you use these tunnels a lot on your own, it seems.
She nodded. Just, creaks and bumps in the night. Not anything too scary, but shocking.
How about I go slightly ahead of you and you can direct me where to go, and if anything approaches from the front, then I can stop them getting to you, hopefully, if I'm a paladin worth anything.
Hang on a moment, let me just get the map open. Oh, I said that out loud.
Wait, sorry?
No, did you not hear it? Okay, then
I
never
heard
mind.
something about, I'll just get something.
I heard it.
No? Okay.
Let me just see where I am.
Also, the moment that Spark was like, "I'll go with you," Astra was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't go down there because I don't think that me going down there would be helpful or a good side of me for Sparks to see."
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling. Ho ho. Uh-huh.
Astra is sus,
don't-
and also, remember that Astra did not start as a good, morally neutral.
Good aligned.
Yeah,
Okay.
y'all made Astra good aligned. It took time.
You guys come with the bag in tow, which is surprisingly light considering there was a pole person in there. You guys come down a rickety ladder. You go down and down following these tunnels, and the architecture begins to change. The original tunnel now transforming more into like a cistern sort of sewer-esque configuration. And you are in fact hit by a smell of like mildew, but not too strong. It's more mossy and earthy, and you actually get the impression that you're getting towards not the sewers system itself, but the area where the city keeps its sort of like has its fresh water supply moving through, if that makes sense.
Mayan,
Yes.
the tunnels, that we first travelled through, like immediately below the library, they seem pretty sort of like built and designed and stuff. Are they not affected by the same shifting, confusing?
Not there, no.
Okay.
Here we have to be a bit more careful. The
Okay.
keep of words, let's just say there are some people in there who are inclined to come into these tunnels in hopes of finding what we keep down here. And we would rather them see this than what's really going on. I'll show you.
Okay.
Just remember smoke and mirrors. And I will show you what I mean.
Moss and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors, like illusions.
She tries to make a joke. Moss and
Oh,
mirrors.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to put this in the Facebook chat to give you an idea of what you see when you come down here. What you saw before was a bit more sophisticated, wasn't it? This is a bit more ramshackle, and this is what we want them to see, what we want them to think. If they come down here and they see the Thieves Guild looking like this, then, well, the Thieves Guild isn't much of a threat. If they come down here and they see moving tunnels, arcane symbols, and coffins that can keep the dead alive, then they might start to take a bit more notice of us, and we don't like to be seen. Thank you for the iced tea. Nom nom nom. She says, but we won't go any further than this for now. I think it'll take too long and she might suffocate. So let's bring her out.
Okay. What's the angle here? How can I help?
You know her?
Oh, so I've talked with her a fair bit. I came to the library and the temple. I can't remember what's the temple's name. What is the temple's name?
The temple is called the
Keep
Temple
of Words.
Keep of Words. Yeah, they're all one area. It's kind of a semi-secular, semi-religious institution.
I came there seeking some assistance navigating like a bit of the history, but mostly the sort of. Did they do news publishing? Is that newspapers, or am I misremembering?
They said yes, they do.
Okay.
Publications and such.
She's very talkative, and she seemed very keen on. Yeah. So, with that in mind, are we threatening her?
We're
I
not
mean, if
her.
okay,
I think we just need to know how much she heard and make sure she's
Right.
telling us the truth.
okay. I don't. Mm. In terms of knowing that she's telling the truth,
I know. It's
I'll
okay.
give it my best, knowing her.
But don't you have some? Hang on. Don't you have some meals?
Why do you look at me like that?
Huh? Sorry. So you
Oh, and sorry, and then afterwards, are we like knocking her out?
let her see this area. Knock her out. I'll put her in stasis. Or in one of the
Oh.
cells in the real part of the Thieves Guild, depending on what she knows.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bluey, you watch as Mayan pulls very carefully Clara out of this bag, and she taps her cheek and just says, "Hello."
Wake up, bitch.
And
Clara?
after a moment, you just hear, "Where am I?" This is not super cool. My head is Sparks?
Hello, Clara.
What are you doing? Why am I down here? Why does my
This is
head
a-
hurt so bad?
Oh, I feel like Maya needs to lead this. But in terms of answering the question of where we are, in a very secret place.
Very
Can't tell
secret.
anyone about this.
What? I don't know what's going on. Are you trying to kidnap me? What do you want? My magics? Is this something I can do? I'm not. And Mayan says, "Stop talking for a moment. How much did you hear up there?" And Clara says, nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Wait, well, maybe this would help. You seem to be stacking, putting away books in the which section? Like magic.
Wrong section is fine, probably.
Religion.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm just rearranging the shelves.
Were some of those romance ones very religious texts?
To me, to some, indeed. No, but see Sparks. I'm a bit concerned that it looks like you brought me down here to kill me, and I think that would be a really bad look for the Temple of Bahamut.
I think you should do it.
Are you going to...
Sorry.
Make me an intimidation check.
You sound very proud of you.
Sorry. Oh my! I mean, I meant in the way of like, I'm not specifically associated with Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
I visited their temple, and they were like, "Oh my god, you got an oath! Intimidation."
You bet.
Intimidate me.
6. So she's probably like, in what way?
You really did bring me down here to kill me. That's kind of crazy, actually. Considering I was so nice to you, so I did so much to help you, and you're just a bitch. So that's kind of funny. I'll fight you. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
You want to go? Is that
don't
it?
fight me. Please don't fight me. I
beg then. You think I'm going to answer any of your questions? I will escape here. I'll tell everyone what's down here, and they will come for you.
What a horrible woman.
Tell who?
No one really, just my friends.
I have no friends.
Everyone, but no one but your friends?
Well, she looks embarrassed and annoyed. You suck. You know, I never liked you. When I first met you, I was like, huh, you're kind of cool. And then I was like, wait, but I bet she's, I have nothing wrong I can say against you, god damn it. Let's fight. She puts her hands and looks for a sword. She doesn't have a sword. I'm gonna get out of here.
Look, if you want to do just fists, I won't hit you hard enough to kill you.
It's getting out of hand. No one is here to kill anyone.
Definitely
You're good.
not.
She turns around and she says, "You got this. We're just here to make sure she."
No, okay, Clara. Maybe as like one last favor, considering you did help me so much here, or well, up there roughly. I mean, I don't know exactly. Anyway, really, did you hear anything from a conversation that was happening just before you lost consciousness?
If the prince is alive and not in Eldrelith, why is he hiding?
That's really interesting.
I don't know if Sparks is a leader, really, to be honest.
Sparks.
Or is he unwell? Perhaps unwell to the extent that he might be dying.
I don't remember the conversation including. The conversation didn't touch on Chorus being sick, did it?
No.
That conversation didn't actually touch on that. And I was there. You may not have seen me, but maybe you did.
You may not have seen me towering over everyone.
She looks a bit annoyed and she just says, "The thing is, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. Unless you can promise me something."
What would I need to promise you?
Sanctuary.
No!
No, I'm sorry. No, we're full. We're full at the moment.
I don't need here. I want to go somewhere far away where I'm away from all this chaos.
No fun.
Where I can be sure to live a long and happy, healthy life.
Emma, is Clara wearing sort of vestments of Tiamat colours?
Well, colours of the temple, which are kind of this green and bronze, but she has a little brooch which does have a dragon head design, the Tiamat dragon head design.
Away from the chaos?
She kind of covers the brooch with her hair and just says, "The chaos that I follow is not the chaos in which I die or get accosted and interrogated underground. The chaos I follow is the chaos in which I make change and invigorate a population. This is not that. And I'm not dying down here. So you promise me on your sword that you'll provide me sanctuary and I'll tell you everything I know. I'll help you even."
So Sparks looks to me and what do you think?
If you can think of somewhere she can go, that's your call. If not, I can use force.
I know there's a great hole in the ground.
um.
What's your home temple?
My home temple.
Hometown.
Hometown. Look, judging by how people talk about it, you may not like it. It's in the northwest.
Seems far away.
Yes, it is. I got weird feelings about it. I'm not necessarily homesick. Anyway.
One less person, then we can trade. Let me go there.
Clara, I don't really trust you.
You don't need to trust me. You just need my information.
That's true. Well, how do we know if?
You can, so long as you promise not to kill me. I can tell you one thing as a promise, and if that one thing rings true, then you agree to give me sanctuary, and you promise that on your sword.
I mean, there is plenty of things you can do without killing her. I'm not there, but I just...
Things could have gone very differently.
Yeah, there would have probably been blood or something.
Blood, and death.
I real hate Clara.
Yes, what a bitch. Sparks, what do you say? I want an answer.
Oh.
She just reminds me of every backstabbing little bitch I've ever met.
Yeah. She's like one of the bunnies from Bunny.
No, because at least they have quirky charisma.
They really do.
She's just annoying.
I would like Sparks to, as if in a very brief prayer, kind of like sort of think and maybe say out loud, like, Carmen Trand, what would you have her do?
Okay, interesting.
If she went, what would be the plans for her? Because I don't want there to be grand plans. I want there to be no plans.
You pray, and you tilt your head forwards, and you reach out, and you try and make that connection with Carmen Trand, and it's very distant now. Can you just make me a religion check?
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, okay.
Should take it to a 21. But natural 21.
Hang on a sec.
Would you want to pause here and like think on it, or?
No, I've got an answer. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right questions.
Ah.
Aylin, if you want to have a little break, because I know we're running.
We're going to break for lunch in about 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Cool. You feel a voice in your head, just something, almost the sort of a memory. How can you protect life in a place where there is none? And you feel like a kind of cold hand sort of like on your shoulder again, but you look back and there's nothing you can see except those kinds of shadows that stick to walls that make you think there are people watching you in the dark.
Uh-oh.
And Clara just reaches out her hand and says, "Have we got a deal?"
Emma, does that definitely not feel like common trend? Like that's whatever experiences.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Your gods are not here.
Oh.
Please leave a message after the beep.
Okay, I'm not making contact with Carmen Trand. There's got to be some sort of way that, like, we ensure that Clara gets there.
Would you like to take a break to think about it? Your answer. Yeah.
Say yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. So shall we break for lunch then?
Is that a 20-minute break?
Yeah. So we'll come back at 12:10.
12:10.
So 20 minutes from now.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're going.
Perfect. Just in time for our lunch break to end. Sparks.
Mhm.
You have a question asked you.
Sparks.
What do you do?
Reaches out her hand to Clara, and I guess sort of says, "Oh fuck no." Okay. Melas, my hometown. Look, it's fairly protected from most things. It's a fairly easy life there. If you don't cause trouble there, and if you don't continue the sort of activities that would produce the sort of information that would be very useful to me and my friend here, i.e. chaos sowing, then sanctuary.
Deal.
If you mention my name and that, we're acquaintances, I can ask them nicely to put you in at the temple, at the very least.
I'll be going by
Better-
myself. There won't be any opportunity for me to really do anything. I'm not the ringleader.
Man, write that down.
Sign it.
All right then.
I need to get a document.
You better not get up to anything that would.
No
cause-
tomfoolery. No funny business.
We will be watching.
I believe it.
Maybe not really intently, but if we aren't watching, then something's gone horribly wrong with us. Emma, okay, Emma, I have the idea of everybody, in fact, not just Emma. I have the idea that if Clara goes to Melas, but then also just like fucks back off somewhere to scheme and perform things for Tiamat's the temple, along with like this illusion of this ramshackled space around us. If she gets the impression that like we're scrambling to keep eyes on her and failing, then it's like it plays into the idea that like we're really unprepared instead of just a bit unprepared. Emma, does that require?
That'll be a deception check because you're basically trying to say like we have so much over you. We've got so much going on. There's so much organization, where our roots go deep kind of vibes. It's posturing, really. So put it as a deception.
I want her to think that I'm posturing. And I think that would still be deception.
Yeah. Because you're fooling yourself.
Well, I'm
joking.
not fooling my. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to.
know.
Yeah. Okay. Deception. Oh Lord, where is it? Okay, +2. Come on. Oh, 7. Okay. So if it's low,
I'll give you an advantage because Mayan is helping you.
thank you, mate. And your atmosphere. Come on. Oh, that's an 18.
18, very good. With an 18,
she does a
she- strong handshake and says, I trust you implicitly and your people, whoever they are. And I'll prove you can trust me.
Okay, all your info. I've got a little notebook here. Give it to me.
Well, I can't give you everything immediately, but I'll give you. Where are you two next?
A safe place. Looking at.
Moon nods. Yeah. She says, right, well, I mentioned, I'll answer what I've already mentioned then, fill in some gaps. I'm not the ringleader. The ringleader is one of the High Paladins. His name is Azkarak.
That's not what I think it is it?
Can I get a spelling on that?
Yeah. Azkarak. No. Askerak. That's my fault. Blame Quiddy.
Did she create this character?
Yeah.
Okay. Would Sparks have heard of Azkarak?
Yes. His fame and progeny is as on the same level as that of Osmus, the High Paladin of Bahamut, who you actually know to have died relatively recently. In fact, you get the impression that if you had stayed in that tavern, you might have seen him die.
The one where there was lots of shady stuff with like the bloody bag and Oh no.
Yeah, actually, in the first ever original campaign, the sort of adventure hook was investigating his death, which took place well, not in that specific tavern, but I think that would have been where I would have put it in this version, rather than the Salt and Plank, because that you guys really drifted through there quite quickly. But Osmus died in the Salt and Plank in the first session, and that's how the first session ever, this entire campaign ever ended, with his death. It's crazy.
Wow.
I know.
That's correct. Okay.
She says, the captain of the guard, Birch Blackfeather, and the Minister of Justice, Zenith Bloodborne. The two of them, I believe that they locked down the city and are...
sorry, Birch Blackleather, captain of the guard.
Blackfeather is the captain of the guard.
Blackfeather.
Yep. And then the Minister of Justice, Zenith Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, thank you.
I don't know much about their antics, but if you wanted to find out more, you'd have to speak to the police chieftain for the area. His name is Shiraleth Quinn, but he's been missing for many weeks now, sorry. Just so you know, So you know, Bluey, you recognise the name Shirleth Quinn because you've met him in this campaign.
When we did finally make it to the Temple of Bahamut, Shirleth, I don't remember much.
He is now an important character.
I'm sorry.
So she says, names at the moment are all I can give you, but once you send me on my way to Melas, then I will.
Wait, should we not the backpack?
No. Names are all I can give you, but once you are assured that my information is true and that these 3 individuals are in fact masterminding this operation, I will tell you the last piece, which is perhaps the most. Well, let's just say you won't really need to know it until it is ready to be learnt. And it's something to do with my order.
I'm so sorry, Emma. I missed the first part of what you said there. Is it that she needs to be safe first? She needs to be.
Basically what she said was she's giving you information to prove that she is trustworthy, but she's holding back what apparently is the most important piece of information to protect her own life. And she said that she will tell it to you once her passage is secured.
Okay. Thank you, Clara. I think turning to Mayan, because we're in the secret place.
We're in the fake secret place.
Then don't worry. I know that it's fake. Blue does not say that out loud.
So never mind. Sorry, I'll retcon that. Man wouldn't have been
okay. Because we're in the very secret place. Obviously, Clara, we want to protect ourselves as well as protecting you. Now, I mean, not that I wanted to whatever. Sorry, I'm not. Anyway.
How about before we complicate things further, you go to your friends and tell them what you've learnt?
Well, I was thinking before that, in order to get you out of here without seeing the way out, and then perhaps the way in.
Oh no, no. She's going in a jail cell. We can't let her out now. We have to keep her down here.
Clara's hearing this, right?
Clara's like, It's not exactly the sanctuary I wanted.
We should be safe.
Will I? Or will I be at someone else's mercy? Mayan says, I'm sorry, you don't get a choice in this one. And she bonks Clara on the back of the head. And she gets knocked out again. You got those names?
It would be good to have more information, though.
And she will give us more. But if we let her go now, we'll never see her again. And you'll have more enemies on your back than less. I would advise your friend who can change faces to walk around and pretend to be her for a while if they only need to be incapacitated.
It's a lot to put on them. I was thinking, so I don't fully trust her to not continue working for the cause she is working for.
Look, that is something you'll have to reckon with after. If you warn people that not to tell her not to spread her religious ideas, then I'm sure it'll be fine. I know.
I was just thinking maybe she could leave with the impression that...
Just go back to your friends. Talk them over.
Okay.
Leave it with me.
Can I insight check, man?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can. I'm just conscious a bit of time. So I want to make sure that we don't run out of time to do the next part of the session.
12.
12. Okay, cool. She's been completely honest and earnest with you. If you're happy to, I think she would like it if you were to act as if nothing is remiss and pass on that message to Gerald potentially to take Main's face for a little bit. Not Main's face, excuse me, Clara's face for a little bit. No.
Okay.
Cool. Right. So back in above ground, Bluey, as you leave the darkness behind you, Ulster, Slia, Gerald, Loran. The four of you start trundling down the streets as it gets dark towards a different part of town. Bluey, with your permission, I'm going to say that you would kind of bump into them as the night kind of goes on, and as your excuse me, let me just make this full screen. As you leave, kind of naturally looking for your friends. And the whole group of you together now start moving towards these back streets. And at first you think Loran is taking you somewhere a little bit less savoury because you have to go through a few...
has trauma flashbacks.
No! He holds your hand to that. As he
We're not going to the sex bar, are we?
Oh my god.
That's why he took you last time.
I know, but he wasn't expecting you to say that. He thought you meant about Carol. He said, no, what's that? We're going here, and you guys turn a corner, and you hear this on sort of like the wind, the sound of jaunty music and lively crowds as at the moment the sun sets, musicians pick up and begin the dancing at the festival. Yay!
It's song at Brown's wedding. Every time I hear it, I'm like,
Yeah. The summer solstice. The peak of summer. It is a warm night, but luckily...
That girl who was like, I need the ale to get me through the cold winter nights. Literally summer, you bitch.
She's a fire genasi. I'm sure it's fine. The summer solstice. In an area which is absolutely stunning. It is a kind of like warm-coloured building. It's surrounded by warm-coloured buildings, this square with a fountain in the middle. I lied earlier when I said this was taking place in the same place where the market was. I completely made that up. That is not where it is. It is somewhere completely different. The vibe here is warmer, more Mediterranean. There are tiles which are all clearly hand-painted, which come together to form this beautiful mosaic. Everyone is wearing beautiful, bright colours. Nothing is muted. Nothing is sad beige.
No sad beige.
It seems people have worn a mixture of carnival wear and their finest with like light shoes for dancing without making too many heavy steps in.
I'm guessing Loran would have instructed us on what to wear.
Exactly. Loran would have made a stop along the way so that you guys could pick out some outfits, as he has a connection at a local tailor that he used to frequent when he was younger and new to the city before he was able to set up his own sewing area in his shop. And he says, I get all my fabrics from here, so please, on the house, with some strings attached, pick out whatever you would like to wear.
Some strings attached, like this little bit of cord over here.
He laughs because he thinks it's funny and slaps you on the back.
What colours should we wear?
Bright colours. Red, blue, gold, pink. I'm going to wear red and pink, I think. Okay. Would anybody does anyone have a very strong idea of what they want to wear, or would you like it to just be vague, bright, fun colours?
Go for gold and pink.
Cute.
I think maybe like bright teal
Yeah, that's a good one.
with like pink accents.
But like that really bright pink, you know?
Yeah.
Thinking.
I think Bluey might go for. Would a red and a light blue,
Yeah.
red and a cyan? I don't know.
Oh, so it's kind of like you guys are matching with Astra, and Loran's matching with Ulster.
Cute.
That's really cute. And Gerald just doesn't get
Does he
changed.
have to be Clara?
He doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, I've not passed on this information.
Well,
I
this
feel
is an
like in
aside,
the
so
open-
you can pick the time when you wish to. But
I feel like in the open festival, it may not be the best. Like,
yeah.
Can we go for some like this embroidery?
Yeah. Definitely.
I think Astra would try and encourage Gerald to dress for the festival. Just
Amazing.
for fun and
If Kev he would turn up like this.
for a
also
change
not
of pace.
blend in.
Kev would turn up in this.
Can you tell me what you just said? Sorry again, Astra, and guys, let's just be careful to not speak over one another.
Sorry.
Astra, you go first.
Oh, just for fun and a change of the normal pace. That's all.
Make a persuasion check. And Sparks, and what did you want to say, sorry?
Oh, if she overhears that, she'd also say, and also to blend in.
Mm-hmm. And Ulster, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No.
No. Okay, sorry.
I thought, was there a thing about like Kev's outfit?
In the chat, right? I think you put
No,
it.
I just held it up. I said if Kev was there, this would be a really funny outfit, but I've now lost it.
I saw it.
Had like a
It's magic
little...
just to me. Elsa, do you recognise the song?
No.
When it gets to the chorus, you'll recognise it.
Oh, it's Long Terror.
Yeah. Hardcore. You guys head into the festival, and there is just dancing all round. Some people are playing instruments, and it seems that the theme of the day is just jump in anywhere you fit, and that involves whether that's music or whether that is dancing, whether that's drinking, whatever you want. And there are some barrels set up around the edge of the square, which are serving as tables, and Loran kind of nudges you Ulster and says, round two behind the barrels, or is it too exposed here?
Ulster smacks him.
Drog withers away.
Sorry, Dra, are you a prude?
Also, Astra's persuasion was a 24.
Dural is has swapped out his black shirt for a purple shirt, which is like a bit bright. And he's like,
You look happy.
such a great time.
Is this not a fun time for you? What do you find fun?
Are you asking him honestly?
Yeah.
What? I like to read quietly
Quietly.
near the sea,
Near the sea. Okay.
and I like sugar.
Well, there's plenty of sugar here.
Get it? Give me some sugar.
Also just stares at him like that.
No worry, it's not funny. I'm gonna go find some cakes. And he walks off.
Astra, could you supervise him?
Absolutely. I was going to ask him to dance, but also...
Might as well just put a leash on me.
It's a very good idea.
No, don't make
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, we don't need to know about these things.
You don't? Oh, sorry.
No. You were making faces about barrels.
Well, it's just when it's you two, it seems much worse.
Ulster kisses in front of him. Yeah.
You guys are so gross.
Well, goodbye
We
then.
have fun. We have fun here.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna shuffle this whole playlist because this is great.
Run away if you don't want to see kissing draw.
He runs in Astra's direction. You guys want to dance? I'll give you guys some options.
Stupid. Sorry.
I'm going to put on Gangster's Paradise Medieval Bardcore.
Yes.
And there is a huge rush of music and instruments, just as the former dancing kind of like ensemble like moves away, almost like a rush of tidal waves. There is a new kind of like swapping of partners, and you guys can fill in. And there are no steps to the dance. If you've ever seen a Kaylee, people somehow tangle themselves into those intricate positions, just following the music and the flow of the crowd, without really needing necessarily to focus on the rest of the steps. And it's quite exciting because you have to be incredibly aware of where everyone is at all times. But it also means that every shift of your feet, every sort of like twang of the rhythm, every low and high, you become so attuned to it. It's almost like, for Bluey, for you, it's almost like when you're doing your drills with your sword, except for fun, for no reason whatsoever. For Astra, this is where you absolutely thrive, of course. We all know you love to dance. And for Ulster, Loran is holding you tightly and laughing, and you can just see him letting go inch by inch as the music kind of carries on. There's like an arch of arms, and you all run underneath it. And at the height of the song, you hear a shouting kind of yell, like an excited one, not one to be alarmed by. And from the rooftops, there is a sudden spray, a shower of water in like raindrops. And the way the light hits it at sunset, it sort of becomes a gold kind of like cascade, like gold leaf in the air. And it's refreshing as well. Like when each droplet hits your skin, it's like, oh wow.
I was gonna say, it's like sections of certain supermarkets here that like
missed
some of their vegetables. Like,
I just stand there. I'm like, yes, missed.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
I am a vegetable. It missed me. That was a good one.
Fighting.
No, it was a notification.
We got hit so live.
Yeah.
Dancing gets a bit sexy. Everyone stops.
The dancing really does get a bit sexier. Loran especially seems to enjoy this one. Now, there is a fountain in the middle, and Loran looks at it and just says, Ulster.
Ulster will tentatively take his hand. Where are we going?
Just you watch. And he jumps up onto the edge of the fountain, not unlike how people were in the markets earlier. But you guys are spinning around and round, and he pulls up Sleo, if you're willing to as well. And then you, Sparks, and then reluctantly Gerald, who is just kind of like bobbing in the corner. And he says 3, 2, 1, and links all your arms and falls backwards into the water. For those of you who don't go willingly, you see a mage hand appear in front of you. And this sparks not only chaos and another rush of water, but also tons of the other attendees to jump in as well, and it becomes basically a water fight. And Loran is having the time of his life, you can tell. And he just says, you know what, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea, you guys all being here, interrupting Ulster's and I's private time.
Ulster leans into Sparks and Astra and says, he likes you.
Oh. Well, he is a delight.
Don't matter.
Thank you for translating for us.
I speak good man.
Besides, you'll get your alone time later.
My God, that was so sensual that you said it.
All of you are.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean that to be the tone that came out.
That's
Astra's
fine.
just naturally really flirty.
Yeah. Remember the amount of times we thought that she was flirting with all
No, the Rand.
Loran? I was like, oh my God.
I get pissed off.
It's
So
just
funny.
how she expresses interest. It's like, it just naturally comes off as flirty.
And after a while, you guys get out of the water once you're soaked through. And Loran sort of prestidigitates himself semi-dry, not fully dry, because he knows there's a little something in there. And offers to do the same for the rest of you if you want to. But,
Astra also pitches in with this.
Sure. And you guys catch the last bit of the song, and also Loran is like dancing in front of you. He's twirling you. He gives you kisses. And Sleer and Sparks, you can tell that Jural is getting a little bit loose as well. He's like,
I imagine he kind of dances with like an octopus.
he dances. Oh my God! You know what we do in the shadows?
Yeah.
That's the sexy dance they all just watch in the movie.
Yes.
But, how does it go?
For the very extended scene.
Sexy.
Bum, bum.
dance.
Ambering and sexy.
Oh, Laura's other favourite song.
Yeah. And with that, you feel thoroughly impressed with your own efforts here.
I will get round of drinks for everyone.
You go up to the vendor, and the drinks here, options.
Dance.
You actually have the D100 table of options of magic drinks again.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yep, so. Let me just make sure it's the correct one.
16.
16. Let me just check 16. Jesus Christ, this one's actually for you, Ulster.
Oh yeah?
But I think it's too dramatic to have. Wait, read it and tell me that's not you.
Can you show me?
Number 16. It's too heavy for now, but it's terrifying. It's one of which gives you nightmares of being put in a coffin.
I mean, you can adapt it if you want.
I just think this moment isn't quite the right one.
Okay.
Do you want to just quickly re-roll?
97.
Okay, that's very different. Aww. Okay, cool. This is a bit nicer. So you get something that's called Good Heart's Brew, which is, I'm going to make it cold, a cold spiced rum with sort of orange slices. And you can have it short and topped up with orange juice so that you can make it nice and refreshing. And the moment you drink it, the moment it kind of like touches your throat, you feel a distinct feeling of warmth and calm, and you are put instantly at ease.
I'll get this for everyone.
Yes. And you get 1 temporary HP.
Nice.
Yeah. Loran says, "Get me something unexpected." And can you roll me one more D100?
48.
48. Let's see what this is. Whoa, what? Oh my God. Okay, you get excited by this idea. In fact, you think, you know what? I think I'm going to ask around and try and make my own drink.
Oh no.
And you get Astra. And together, the two of you make using your shared druid crafting magic, a huge pineapple the size of a punch bowl. Then you pull in Bluey with her sword,
Yeah.
and she hacks it in twain and scoops out all the insides. And mixing a few of the drinks that you guys kind of like find along the way, you make a Pina Colossus, a massive pina colada, which will expand and grow to hold more liquid.
We present this to Loran, like, it's a gift for looking after us.
Guys, I'm so touched.
We made it ourselves.
I can tell because it's a bit of a wonky pineapple, and the edges are like serrated from the cut. But he drinks it and is relatively tipsy.
Hello, sorry. I've been given my gamer gruel, which is dinner.
Gamer dinner.
Like good dinner.
Gamer dinner.
And you guys migrate over to an area you hadn't noticed immediately, but Ulster and Astra, I think, immediately this appeals to you. It is a carpeted area where there have been tons of rugs laid out with throw pillows on the floor. And at the moment, because it's in the midst of a song, no one particularly is sitting there.
Ulster has to go raise himself down. I think they should be everywhere.
Yeah. Loran says, well, you know why it's...
With all the zombies we've got
Yeah.
going on.
You know why it looks like this, right? Why the decor is slightly different from the rest of the city. And all of you guys are here to enjoy your drinks, so all of you can chime in on this conversation if you want to.
I think they said something about it being Carnet.
Yes, it is. Carnet.
So is this what?
This is what we do in Calcon. If we have a solstice, so summer, winter, the autumn and spring equinox, we have a celebration, and we try and mimic that over, well, the produce of the year.
That's very cool. Do you miss it?
Well, I do, but it's difficult, really, when you're from the Feywild.
Did the Feywild have similar things?
It's difficult being from the Feywild in general.
It's because you're all really old, aren't you? Sorry.
Well,
I didn't mean it in a rude way. I meant just like you guys lived for
yeah,
very, 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 very long time.
it's true. So, when you leave the Feywild, you start to become out of touch with the area. And by that I mean in terms of how you mature in kind of what you prioritize, your morals, they change. For those who've never left the Feywild, they never feel the desire to leave necessarily. And they will age and mature the way their race is supposed to age and mature. I'm a Taoshiri, so I'm sure all of you know that I was considered a child for about 50 years, which for you all sounds ridiculous, I'm sure.
It's all about.
And an adolescent, so a teenager for all of you, for a further 25 to 30 of those years.
What did you look like as a little?
Like about a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Did you have chubby cheeks?
I'm not going to tell you that.
You pinches Loran's cheeks. I bet you did.
God. Oh God. Ugh.
I bet you grew that goatee for a reason. You pinches Loran's
No, don't touch my face.
Sparks does not laugh at this, but this is very funny.
I've never felt my age more so than when I moved here, and in doing so, I had to adopt a country. Everyone in the material plane has somewhere they call home, has somewhere they feel to be a citizen of, they feel they belong to in terms of culture and community. And, well, my father had ties with Calcan, my brother had ties with Calcan, and so it made sense that I would go there. And when I did, I looked Carnet enough. They have a similar colouring to me, and they accepted me as theirs, really, without thinking much about it. Obviously, being Fae, it's slightly different.
Well, you can kind of tell a little bit. Points at Loran's eyes.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. I believe people who come from other planes of existence have the same thing when they go to the Feywild.
Never been to the Feywild. But we could go one day.
Maybe.
Is it true that it's always like kind of dark there?
It's always dusk or dawn.
That's really cool. So you don't ever get sunburn?
Nope. And the weather is always beautiful.
When you say beautiful, do you mean hot?
Balmy. Think a constant summer night and a crisp spring morning.
Okay, I can go this way.
Could be worse. There are parts of the Feywild which are in perpetual winter.
Oh, like that?
Oh, I would miss the sun there as well.
Other places. Well, there are just different places around. Then there's a perpetual autumn, a perpetual spring, a perpetual summer.
I like spring. I think spring is my favourite.
Well, around my house, we get that all the time.
I'll have to go visit your house then.
Loran looks a little bit uncomfortable and just says,
Unless you really don't want to.
I really don't.
What about the surrounding area?
I really don't.
There's nothing you miss?
Not a thing.
Do you miss the food?
The food here is better. The pastries are much better. If you haven't realised, I suggest we go get pastries almost every day. I'm starting to get a little tummy.
What about the smell?
I'll be honest, it does smell good. Like honey and lavender, and I try and emulate that for myself. Indeed. Well, do you guys not miss your hometowns? The places you're from? Well, you could still miss it.
No, not really. Anyone else?
Astra?
I will say that, like, at the mention of like Astra probably would have like been like sipping her drink and like been like writing notes, and at the mention of like home, like hometown, and like places being home, like Astra just looks almost lost, hesitant. It's just like it wouldn't take a very high insight, like everybody's passive insight would probably cover that they've never had a place they call home.
I think also gets up and like toddles over to Astra and kneels in front of her and puts his hands, if he lets her, on like just this area.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a home and you'll be very happy one day. I know it.
A strange, like, kind of flickering smile. I'm... perhaps... maybe.
I know it. And he taps Astra on the forehead. And then stands up. Well, it's been really good relaxing here, but I would like to now take the man off and seduce him. So, can you guys talk amongst yourselves?
I'm guessing we wouldn't help in that endeavour.
No, I'd be very upset if you didn't help in that endeavour.
Okay. Alright.
I think then, with that in mind, you guys lying down, Loran brings you some food and more wine and drinks. Loran takes a bottle for himself and then, with a flick of his wrist, summons the carpet. Ulster. And the two of you are up in the skies and away. Whee! I think it's fair enough to fade to black there, for Ulster's sake.
Well, you don't want to see Ulster's mad moves?
No. Well, do you want to? I was going to say. But slightly continuing that conversation on the ground, yeah, Jaral, sort of sitting very stiff and very upright and hasn't yet really drunk any of his drink, looks at the two of you and says, you have very different ideas of what home is.
Like in general, or between the two of us, or
Between the two of you.
I mean, is it that our ideas are different, or is
Well,
it
you-
that our experiences are different?
Well, you have one place you've been your whole life. How can you call that home without feeling trapped there?
That is a sentiment that I can understand.
If your hometown is somewhere to be nostalgic about and think along happily, I cannot understand that.
What if you found a different town and then had good memories there, and you claimed that as your real hometown?
You would find out its secrets eventually. You'd find out what makes it awful. Home is supposed to be somewhere where you're happy, so I don't think that is for me.
Maybe it could be. One day. Place where you and your son could settle down. Or maybe your hearts wander like mine, always on the move. And home is wherever you are, wherever you set your pillow down that night.
No, definitely not. That was beautifully put, but that sounds like torture to me, not to you. I don't want to be running again.
I didn't say I was running. But seems like you are.
Gonna say that, Gerald.
Make a persuasion check.
I was pretty persuaded.
Noise. That is... I love that Astra now actually has the persuasion modifier that she probably should have had before, but was misplaced. Anyways, it's a 17 plus 6, which is 23.
I am running. I suppose the clinical definition of home, for me, is a place I can never return to.
Oh, Gerald.
Do you have a book you might like to read? We've already done many things that the rest of us wanted to do for this evening. Why not we spend the rest of it doing what you like?
It's embarrassing.
Well,
What, reading?
No, the book.
Oh.
Is it Nectar of the Fae, Gerald?
It's not Nectar of the Fae.
Yeah.
whatever will make you happy. I think we should spend some time doing that because it's... And, you know, you can read on your own, but in company we can parallel play, as the kids call it.
It's coffee art. Creative coffee for the creative barista.
That's lovely. May I? And like she kind of offers to put like an arm out.
Don't touch me!
Okay, that's perfectly fine as well. That's why I asked.
You guys go and have very different evenings.
It seems like Astra is, you know, genuinely trying to be kind to him for the first time.
Please, someone teach them how to pour espresso. It's just like that. He just cries.
You can start with
so-
fettuccinos.
I prefer Baby Chinos, actually.
Is he reading that book from Cruel?
I think that's one that he was always reading when Cruel was around, because he knew that Cruel was interested in coffee.
Aww.
We also came up with the name of this, not this universe, but like the canon versus Cruel's Coffee Company. It's Cruel's Fine Coffee, also known as KFC.
Amazing.
Yep. And I have a feeling that in the modern AU, he also it's called the same thing, and
Gets a lawsuit.
Gets a lawsuit, or he gets annoyed when everyone makes the KFC comparison.
So it's not KFC.
So, right. Give me a second.
Sorry guys, I'm just too sweaty, so I'm sitting on the floor. Just for a little bit.
All good.
Emma, what else around the round doing?
Oh yeah. Ooh.
We all know what secretly happened in the shop. Cantrips practice.
Cantrip practice. So true.
But I hope all those parents don't see.
Why they watching? They got a problem.
Why are they watching?
We got a problem.
They do have a problem with everything else that does.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the.
Let's
All
hope
good.
Kev's not watching either.
Oh no, Kev.
Okay.
Also did not bring the mirror.
You know. So, you guys, I think, agree to reconvene in the morning to begin your excursion out into the Green Sea.
Ooh.
Oh, I did forget that. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I don't think... But the thing is, we can't actually... Because of the way we wrote the scene... Okay, right. Don't worry. Trust me.
Okay.
You guys all meet up in the morning. And you notice... First, Sleer, and then Bluey with Sleer's nudging. You notice something. When Ulster comes down, sort of knocks on the door of his apartments where you guys have been sleeping, you open it.
I don't know if
Very
Astra would have slept there.
Fortune's dead.
Oh, right. Okay. Where did you guys sleep? Just commit for the sake of brevity.
Astra would have invited like Sparks and Gerald to like sleep out under the stars, like a little camp out.
Oh.
Understood. Cool.
Oh.
Then I have. No, it's fine.
Were you gonna attack them in the night?
What about
Mostly
No.
just because it's like, oh
Okay.
no, that place is just so cramped, and I just
Gotcha.
In the manor?
yeah.
You guys return to Loran's shop at an appropriate hour where you believe there should be no canoodling, and you have to
Do not,
leave.
just in case.
You have to leave and then come back as you come.
Well,
We
I
get
guess
the
sorry,
shops like running for the day.
Indeed. You all convene downstairs, and when Ulster comes down and says, "Hello,"
yeah, I can do that. Hello.
and he waves, and you notice immediately, Astra, something is different about him.
Hello.
Something on his hand, I specifically should say, not anything.
Like what am I supposed to be looking at? Like eyes, where are they
Waving.
going?
On his hand.
Is it different than the ring that was already there?
It is. The ring is different now.
Oh, did you get another ring made?
I got another fiance.
Fuck Pico, and Loran comes downstairs. Boom, do.
Yeah.
He convinced me it was a good idea
And he made this ring. How did you make this ring?
with the diamond from the rattle.
Oh.
Do you remember why I disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. Everyone, listen in, okay? This Okay? It's not a big deal. Okay?
That's kind of big.
It's not a big deal. Okay? I'm still the same guy that you knew yesterday.
Yes, you're still the
am
same.
the Riz King of Angmar. I am. I'm hot. I'm intelligent, and I rule this freaking city. Okay? Just because I have an engagement, a fiance, does not change that.
Exactly.
I'm
Congratulations.
not tied down by any social conventions.
Well, I'm going to send word to my cousin because there needs to be a witness at the wedding, otherwise it's not considered.
And don't worry, the wedding's not going to be for a little bit until we've sorted some stuff out.
Well, it should be soon.
Do you mean the other engagement? Or
Yeah, because I'm set to marry Kiko in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. 2 weeks is like 10 years in D&D, so we're fine.
Yeah.
And don't mention it to him. He'll get the point. He'll get the message. We want to make sure we hurt his feelings. Understood? No. Sorry. We don't hurt his feelings.
I'll wear this ring in private, and I'll wear his ring in public.
I have a secret to you. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
You just seem like you need a lot of therapy sometimes.
Don't be mean.
He's restraining laughter.
You guys head out of the shop, taking with you all that you need. Loran takes some time to prep Timmons for the running of the business. He looks a little bit loath to leave. And before you go, he says, I'm just going to pop into Sobek. Just to make sure there's no funny business there.
I message Lucas.
You can, yeah. And he runs into Sobek's shop.
Well, can you return his diary? He kind of slingshots it.
Sure. Loran takes the diary. After about 5 minutes, Sobek hurries to the front of the store and puts the close sign up. And Loran leaves, and he's like, perfect. Anyone else got any last-minute things they want to do before we leave the city? Yes, definitely. Oh, so smart.
just somewhere private. Sorry I didn't mention this before. The festival seemed like a lot of fun.
Let's huddle by the door. And he puts you guys in the front of the door of the shop. And you all huddle. Yeah.
So,
Inside the shop, where it's safe. But still, yes.
So Clara, she's not. She's not the ringleader. In fact, the High Paladin Askarak. Yeah, and Birch Blackfeather, Captain of the Guard, and Zenith Bloodborne, Minister of Justice. They're all in on it. It's a conspiracy. And Clara recommended we speak to the missing police chief, Shioleth Quinn, who I have met before.
Oh yeah, he hit on me when I was in Astra's body.
My God, why are there rivals everywhere? Loran says.
He was like 45.
No, never mind then.
Astra looks deeply uncomfortable at the mention of Shioleth Quinn.
I did not encourage it. Just saying.
I know, it's just...
Remember, he wasn't actually a weirdo. Don't worry. He was just a bit weird for a moment.
I'll
He's
just
fine.
change my face, it'll be fine. It's not a big deal.
Oh, I get it. I see.
Well, he wasn't actually attracted to you until I was in your body. So then if you just don't act like me, then you'll be fine. Not saying you're not attractive, Astra.
No, I wasn't. I didn't take offense at it. I just...
Okay, good.
What's wrong? You're all so incestuous, it's so strange.
What?
And Droll
What?
says, finally something we agree on.
That was mean.
I'm actually incredibly confused now.
No, because... Oh wait, no, did I say something bad? No. Is this in character? Do you guys not like it? Oh!
I
I thought that was a funny
I think
joke.
people are just confused. It's okay.
No.
That is funny. It is funny.
Oh, sorry, that was Astra who was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It was.
Never mind, let's just skip past it. Okay, so you guys are leaving.
Forget it. Loran was saying that we all tend to pass around love interests sometimes.
Indeed. Okay, so you guys leave the city. After hearing... Wait, sorry, Blue, did you have more to say?
Also, she's trapped in a frozen coffin in the Thieves Guild. We promised her safe passage to Melas in exchange for more information.
Can we
But
just put a postal sticker on her?
Mayan, sorry, say again.
Can you just put a postal sticker on her? Slow shipping.
I think she'd noticed when there's no one else to interact with. And, she wouldn't feel like the warm sun, which is very characteristic of where I'm from. It's a very nice beachy... Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that. Yeah, sorry.
Isn't it? But if she's in a frozen coffin, she won't feel anything.
She's in stasis.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily
They're in
cold.
storage. They're in storage.
Oh my god.
I had a plan because, there's this thing about the Thieves Guild where it looks like disheveled.
There's a wasp. I need to leave the room. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'll get
Do we need to pause it?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
Well,
So.
we're going to send Clara off.
Well, no.
We're not going to.
No, she's going to stay put. I don't know. I didn't want it to happen. I did want to genuinely... Look, she said, not amnesty, what did she say? She said...
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. And I was like, no way. Sorry, say again?
Maybe it's better if she stays where she is.
Maybe.
I think you should.
Gerald,
Although-
does any of this
Gerald.
ring you true with the information you know?
Yes, all of it.
Oh.
Though I'm not sure what she could be referring to by this other thing. The big thing that you need to know when you'll know when you know it. I don't know what that is. Nothing to do with me. I did know the names of their ringleaders, so well, not all of them, I'll be honest. Azkarak was a surprise.
Okay.
I need to spray on Crawl again in case he's coming. Keep talking.
Droll,
So
let's-
it goes around the corner.
Well, we'll watch.
I'm sorry, I forgot. A lot of things happened last night. Starts crying.
Okay, you can't get any connection.
He pops back around.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. He's got one on one hand and one on the other hand. I think I'm doing quite well for myself. Maybe
Put
I
one
can
on your neck.
collect-
Put one on a necklace, and then the other on a.
Oh yeah, he takes speakers off as well.
Oh.
Dual wielding.
Just dual wielding. I bet I can collect like
Dual
several more
wielding.
by the end of
Get
this
it?
campaign.
Duels.
Oh, very good. I like it.
Duel.
How many engagement rings do you think I can get by the end of this week? He jokes.
I mean, at this rate, 4 more?
Yeah. What do you
How
think?
many countries are there? Let's consider the options.
Loran says, "All of you shut up and let's go."
I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
need to message Lucas first. Hold on.
Oh my god! Loran says,
He's sending.
"Why didn't you do all of this yesterday?" Okay, go.
I was very busy yesterday.
Message Lucas.
New message. He says, I have a wedding. Could you please attend in approximately 2 weeks?
Lucas says, "Oh yeah, I think I heard of this. Sure. Just let me know the time and place."
Thank you.
Right. Okay, so you guys start
Yes,
to leave
from Mum and Dad.
the city. Loran has, in the previous night's market, acquired a horse and a wagon for you, large enough to hold all of you and your items.
Let's go.
And he also brings along the carpet, which he uses to sort of make space for anyone who wants to lie down rather than sit upright for a while.
We can take time.
He also says, "I made sure to pick these horses out perfectly myself, for the precise reason that they will be incredibly fast and very speedy. And will probably need," and he takes from his sleeve one of the paper cranes, which also suffices as an invite.
I mean, she did say that they needed people to wet the.
Crowds.
Mm.
Well, on the way, I'll message her and let us know that we're coming as a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think we should make Gerald the face of the team.
I really think that's a terrible idea.
No, because he's the scariest looking. And then people will be more likely to bet on us.
Lauren looks over at Joel.
Perhaps we should have Loran be the face of our team. It's a very good
Yeah, but
face.
then other people get to see Loran's face.
But also, we
What
want
do you think
people
people that
not
look
to
around
bet for us, and then we can bet for ourselves, and, you know.
And everyone thinks I'm a squishy wizard anyway. They don't know my true power. Also, bitch, you think I look weak?
I didn't say that.
Oh, Astra.
Astra
You're
didn't
a
say
bit-
that.
Mhm. But you
Astra-
implied it.
No. But if people bet against us, then it's better for us anyways. Because
Then they're going to see Loran's face, and then they'll want.
low odds. More money.
But you understand why what you're saying is I'm going to get low bets, don't you?
Well, here's
When
the
it
thing
was
is,
Doral, everybody would bet for us. When it's me, nobody's going to bet for us.
here's the thing is, if they know you, Loran, everyone will bet for you. But if they don't, it's their loss.
Everyone.
Loran can't even tell if he's offended anymore.
All right, fine. I want to be the face, so I will be.
Can you make him look less pretty?
No,
Why?
I can't have my name be less beautiful.
Exactly.
Why, Ulster?
We want to bet on Loran's name. Exactly.
Also, you're allowed to have 2 fiancés. I'm allowed to have a few people look at my face and think, oh, he's pretty.
Fine.
Good. And jealousy's not a good colour on you. No,
I'm
I
not.
should have said green's not a good colour on you. But it is.
No.
Everything looks beautiful on you, Ulster.
Not jealous.
Uh-huh.
The new house paint called Jealousy.
He climbs to the front of the car and sits away from all of you.
Maybe we should hide Bluey, though. I think she will drive our odds through the roof.
Cover her in flowers or something.
Yeah, make her look really... Because you're like exactly what they want. You with Joral next to each other, like Spooktown Central.
You think Astra and I aren't scary? Also pokes his head back through.
You're both, well,
It's very rude.
you're
No,
pretty.
I'd like to not be scary.
I wish I looked more scary sometimes.
You do when you do that weird thing with your...
How about and then put the baby's breath somewhere behind her horn.
I can make that come out of everywhere. He waves his hand and the flowers just start growing out of your scales.
You look fluffy.
Cute. I'll do more. He adds more and more and more.
Okay, you're now a bugbear,
You look
essentially.
like a yeti.
And Joral says, well, then I'll turn into... I don't know.
Clara, because she's not. I think she's just annoying.
She's incapacitated, right?
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
I think it would be suspicious if she was traveling with us, because then she'd be associated with us
Who else is
strongly.
dead?
I have a list of people and faces I've killed. I can show them to you.
Alright, go through the least threatening one.
I don't want to show you the least threatening one. I'll go with the second least threatening one. It is a young teenager.
Right.
Oh,
What
okay.
I don't know if they'll let minors into the fight too.
about this one? And it is a dithering old woman.
That works.
She was a bitch, I'll tell you.
Oh. Okay.
Astra seems unfazed.
I don't want to be an old lady, though.
Why?
Well, this doesn't feel me. Can I be this one? And he transforms into a tiefling with lots of little horns.
Okay. You still look a bit scary though.
George Shamrock, I know.
Can I be this
Damn
one?
it.
If you really want to be.
I kind of do. This one's got mad charisma too.
When
Really
you
unlucky.
turn,
Hmm.
when you turn into someone else, like, do you have the horns?
Touch my head.
Of course, that's maximum.
Whoosh. It's an art, not a science. It gets better the longer they're dead.
You're speaking different.
Well,
You
yeah.
mean you could you could gain horns.
Well, eventually. So essentially, if they're recently dead, then it makes it a little bit harder. And then if they're dead for a long time, I gain more of their essence, grow into them as a person.
How many people do you have in that?
There's only a finite amount I can have.
So how many people have you killed?
Do you really want to know the answer?
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
Astra is writing things down.
18 plus 2 is 20.
Sparks will block her ears.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay, so I was something called a shadow guard in the Underdark.
I do not know what that is.
Essentially,
You guard people's shadows.
if you are born a twin in the Underdark, one of you is considered a sacrifice to Lolth, as the family wouldn't be losing out on a child. So the extra one is conscripted, and if you perform well, then you... Anna, you're so funny. Then you are stratified into different classes of soldier, and the highest class of that is a shadow
Does
guard.
that mean you have a twin?
Somewhere. I don't know my family. I've never met them. It was when I was a baby. They put you through lots of torture and rigorous training in order to make you into the perfect soldier. But once that is done, you have quite a high status throughout the city. The only issue is you can't have any relationships within the Shadow Guard because you have to be able to essentially kill for Lolth and die for Lolth. You can't have any other allegiances, so love is not on the cards at all. And so I have killed people before. I have killed people who Lolth wanted dead.
Spicy. Not done yet.
Obviously, that is indiscriminate of who they are or where they were from, what age they were. You just do what you're told. And I've killed my partner before. They were set for execution, and because I was the one in the relationship with the higher standing, I had to kill them. And when I did that, it's kind of the time I decided it was good for me to leave the Underdark, especially because then they wanted me dead after a while. I just could.
You found Gruul.
Yes, so he was traveling with a group of people. I killed them all, and I was going to kill him, and I decided not to. I don't know why. I think also I probably would have struggled to because he was quite powerful. He's probably. I killed all of them, and then I spent time kind of traveling with him. I thought he was quite interesting. I guess that maybe was what sparked my interest. What I'm trying to get at is that it's impossible to put a number on it. I would have to say at least 70.
Pretty high body count. Why did everyone look at me slightly odd when I said that?
Astra just continues to like take notes. Like, there's no like judgment in her expression.
Do you have any questions? This is a rather forthcoming mind that I'm occupying at the moment.
You have a child, right?
Yes,
So when Gruul gets out, do you think he's going to get the child?
most likely.
What did he want the child for?
To see whether he was capable of having one. You need to be in love.
Oh, lucky you.
Mm.
You feel loved.
He's different now. I'll tell you that much.
So do you think if we gave him a really stern talking to that he would repent?
I've been his partner for almost 40 years.
Oh. Sorry.
It's fine, I don't care. When you can change faces as easily as this, age starts losing its meaning. I guess that if you were able to find a way to reset him to how he was when he first met you,
How do you reset a person?
I'm not sure.
On-off button.
I hope so.
Hold on. If he's willing to go back to how he was, which doesn't sound likely, but if he is, then there's a way, a ceremony I could perform.
There is.
There's a chance it wouldn't work, but
Ceremony.
well, I can hold a few different ceremonies. If you want me to bless some water, then I can do that. If someone wants to, is coming of age, then I can help them do that. If someone needs to be dedicated to Carmen Trans or another god's service, then yes. And marriage, it's not just two adults. I can marry many who are willing.
Who wants to marry us?
Not me, but thank you very much.
You don't want to marry us?
No.
You're speaking to some bisexual, lesbian energy people.
No, and marry us, as in marry us to each other, not to you.
The ceremony.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, also, can I just clarify, when I said bisexual, lesbian, I meant bisexual and lesbian, because the other one, anyway, not that other one. Yes, with the ceremony. I mean, Sparks, would you like to?
Yes, I'd be very happy to. Also very relevant to us, if anyone needs funeral rites, then I could help ensure that a corpse doesn't become undead for 7 days.
Can I make sure that I don't want their face before you do that? Because if you give them a proper burial, then it becomes really difficult for me to get them.
Right. Anyway, going back to the Karul issue, when he gets out, he's probably going to come after us.
Yeah, what were you going to say about bringing him back to his factory settings?
Resetting his alignment. So, you touch one willing creature whose alignment has changed. I don't see a time frame for that change here. And you can make a DC 20 Wisdom Insight check. On a successful check, you restore the target to its original alignment.
Loran says, I'm very interested in that. In fact, if it's something you really want to do, I'd be willing to work on a ritual with you. Something we could do to make sure that it's even more potent than usual.
But this is assuming that Karul has had... You think it's a significant enough change, Doral, that it would warrant a factory reset of him?
Also, you know that stone that you wear? It's not sea glass.
No, I know that.
It's something called painite. Painite, and Loran immediately goes, you're joking.
Ulster pulls the stone out of his pocket. This thing.
Ulster, can I please have that?
It's mine.
No, you don't understand. You can't, you have to put it down. Just put it down.
Why?
And Doral says, actually, I kind of listened to him, potentially.
I've had it on me for ages.
So, if you're exposed to painite for a long enough time, it starts eating you. And if you cast magic whilst in the presence of painite, it amplifies that magic, which sounds great, except that if you're not careful, it amplifies it and destroys you at the same time.
Noticed a couple of odd occurrences.
And Loran says, I'm thinking specifically the bottling plant up in the mountains when you blasted a hole of acid and flames through the wall without realizing how you were doing it. When all you wanted to do was light some torches.
Yeah, that was a bit unexpected.
Doral says, well, that's exactly the thing. And how many weeks have you been traveling together?
2.
2 weeks? 2 weeks of exposure is enough to cause issues. If you've been wearing that for years, I can't imagine what it's been doing to your insides.
Why would he give that to me? Does he want to kill me?
I think Even before this time, before he gave you the stone to wear, he was exposing you to it throughout the years. That's why he needed to meet you so young.
But why?
There are a lot of reasons.
I don't feel like my insides. I mean, I'm a little bit sick, but I've been sick since I was a baby, so I don't actually think. I mean, I don't feel any worse.
Is it a sickness like a disease, or is it?
It's a sickness of the mind. It makes you incredibly susceptible to insanity. And then, yes, it does affect you physically.
I don't feel too.
Karul has suffered from it, from his research.
So you're saying he's gone woo-woo?
Loran adds in, Paynite needs... Right, you know how sometimes people have those necklaces with the crystals in the cages? Or wrapped in wire? Paynite needs that.
Like a conductor.
No, a stabilizer. It is itself a conductor. It is gasoline. And you are an open flame. Do you understand?
I don't understand.
I believe that your extended exposure to it has probably meant that you, for whatever reason, have yet to be affected by it. Perhaps he found a way to gently introduce it to you. And then, I don't know what now.
Well,
Shards of painite in your food?
Loran says, the thing is, it's not easy to come by. And then Joral says, except that if you were to ingest it and you had no magics, you might end up becoming something kind of like undead.
Are you saying it's painite that you've been introducing into the water system?
Well, not entirely. It's very, 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 very diluted.
Oh, wow.
You're saying that if he accidentally licked that rock,
I have licked it before.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's a distillation process.
You seem to know.
I can give you guys a diagram, but I don't want to necessarily.
Diagram would be great.
We're already a bit late to finish, so I don't want to get into that right now.
We're in a cart, so all the time in the world.
Joral basically says, also for whatever reason, he gave you that painite and started introducing it to you. I think he wanted the druid's power. I think he wanted your family's power, because he wanted your father before you, and your father was too difficult of a target. You as a child were easier. And I'm sorry to tell you this, that was before he was insane. That is his base level. That is how he sees things. And I'll tell you, honestly, before I met him, I had killed innocent people. We are the kinds of people that you hang at the gallows. And people cry out in joy. So if you are hoping for anything akin to redemption for us, then throw away those ideas and go back to the drawing board. I'll tell you this instead. You're not dead yet. And I think you should distance yourself from it. Because if it's something that Karul wants, I do not believe that is a good thing. And don't drink the water from the wells.
But you said it's a powerful item. Why shouldn't we hold on to it in case we need it?
You can't understand the level of destruction that can cause. Especially if there is painite like veins flowing through this entire country. It'll catch and it'll catch and it'll take the entire place down and sink it into the sea.
We can't have that.
And I don't think, considering the two of you have made this place your home in a way, whatever that means to you, that you would suffer it to drown.
Okay. Ulster tosses the P90 to the ground.
Oh my god! He holds it. If I'm honest, there's only one person I feel comfortable giving this to.
It's not me, is it?
No. Okay, we'll go back to the drawing board. Let me think again.
It's certainly
it
not
me?
me.
Oh my god. I think we should all...
Swallow it.
No, you should
Take
not.
turns?
Take turns.
Certain rocks are not meant to be swallowed, licked, or otherwise ingested.
Bluey, as the one who mains the least power in terms of magic, please take this rock and wear it until you feel sick.
The least arcanically...
Arcane! I'm sorry!
Just kidding. I lasted for ages and didn't feel sick, so...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we're going into the gauntlet, is this going to be a problem if I use magic? Which I probably will.
We'll figure something out for them.
Well, it's only ever really been a problem for me with one type of magic. So if you give it to me during the gauntlet, I can just avoid that magic.
But you can't. You
can.
proved that you can't.
I can.
Because there is no control.
I have an idea. Why don't we just build a grounding cage for it, and then we don't need to worry about it?
You don't actually know what you just said. Because it takes so long. It would take me... I wouldn't be able to go into the gauntlet. It would take that long. I'd have to sit in this cart for days to stabilize it. You understand? I could do it. But you would have to go on without me. At least into the fight.
I'm willing to take it for now.
Thank you. This is a conversation we need to have when we have more time. But now I understand we are all tired and must rest.
What are you talking about? We've got hours and hours and hours on this cart.
I think we need to stop here for now.
Yeah, we can just put the whole conversation on pause.
All right.
Which colour paint?
Purple.
Thank you.
Emma, why do you look so frozen?
What? Oh, I'm just thinking about the game.
Emma dissociated real hard.
Yeah.
A powerful. Are we paused recording?
No,
And then we're going to stop.
we're gonna stop the recording here.